I'm not going to. And I'm not talking about Yakuza. When was the last thing, what was the last thing you played on 3DS? Probably Tamagotchi Life, I would assume. Probably. If I drag my ass out of bed, will you add me on Steam and I'll gift you Rebirth? I mean, if you want to. I would never force that, but I would be very appreciative. I'm sure everybody else will, because then they get that content. Up to you, though. Totally up to you. Listen, guys, should I tell you that I did a thing in a certain game? I don't know if we're gonna play this, but I think I just want to show it to you. I think I want to show it to you. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I put it on automatic, if it'll detect it. I can't remember if this game likes to be auto-detected or not. Would I play it tonight? I don't know if it would download fast enough. I don't think it would download fast enough, but it would be, I would be able to start playing it sooner rather than later. Anyways. You know, I just wanted to see some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if we wanted to, I could play a little bit of Our Life. You know what I'm saying? I could play a little bit if you wanted. Up to you guys, though. Up to you. I'm just saying, you know, I might have gotten a little something, a little somethings. 4 of them, to be specific. Great idea. Okay, let me change my categories and whatnot. Give me 1 second. Okay, period. Here, give me 1 second. Do 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 do. Okay. All right, last. Oh, god damn it! I forgot that I can't. They don't like when I turn it off. My bad. Oopsies. Oh, how do I find you on Steam? I am just. Let me look. Cryptid Luna on Steam. Cryptid Space Luna. My profile picture is a little guy in a blue shirt. It's a little guy in a blue shirt, Shrimply. Oh, there we go. Let me in, please. There we go. Sorry, my voice died. Click this. Okay. We should be good there. Okay, you guys can see this, you guys can hear. Oh boy. Boy howdy. I can get the drugs out of my system, i.e. the urge to play Our Life. You nodded. For recap, like I said, we have just entered the 3rd stage of life, and we are canonically dating Cove. We are, he just came back from being with his mom for a while. We haven't talked for a little bit, but I gave him a little shell, and he cried, and we kissed, and it was good. Okay? We're in our this transitionary phase in our life where we just yeah, baby. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. And we're about to go over to his house because he came to my house first as soon as he got back. So he hasn't even seen his dad yet. Also, we took our sister's old room. She's going by Liz now. She moved for college, but yeah, she's like on summer vacation, so she's here. You nodded. The two of you headed out and traced the most familiar path you'd ever walked, the trip across the road over to Cove's house. It seemed that no sooner had the night begun than it was already at the end. At an end, wow. And the dawn of a new day was soon upon you. The next morning, your belly was full of breakfast, and you were in a pleasant mood. You hoped the rest of the day followed suit. We also have a phone now, which is epic. Later, you were meeting up with your friends, Cove, Miranda, and Terry, to go into town. I'm excited to meet these new girls. I'm excited. It was all on short notice, but that was because everyone was just so excited that Cove was finally back home. My pookie wookie bear, for real. Hello, Mom. Having a nice daydream? You blink, pushing all your thoughts away and returning to reality. Your mom was watching you with a teasing smile. All right. So, what's on the agenda today? I'm meeting up with some people. Well, I hope you and your friends have fun. Don't get into too much trouble. She winked at you. You knew both of your moms wanted you to enjoy every bit of the summer before all the big changes started. Oh, thank you, Alamau. I appreciate you so much. You are actually the freaking goat. Because of you, we get to play more Final Fantasy. And you get to see your favorite Pookies. I'm excited. Thank you for all the content. I'm gonna all my fellas. This is all my fellas for you. Just for you. All my fellas. Let's go. All right, yeah. I'll try not to do any bank robberies this time, Mom. But before gallivanting around the town, could you bring the mail in? I'm finishing up putting the dishes away over here. Yes, dear. All right. Thanks very much. Wait a minute, bro. Why did Cove's dad get hotter? I swear he gets better every time I see him. Cliff, it's your one good thing about you. Like, you know, you make some bad decisions, but you do got that nice face. For real. And he got that long hair. Like, okay, I see where he gets it from. Yes, go back to bed. Now I get 1 hour. Oh, goodness. Well, hopefully this puts you at more sleep than the groaning and grunting of Final Fantasy. As soon as you were outside your front door, you couldn't help but see Cove and his dad standing around in the road. They noticed you too. Hello.
Hey.
Hey there, Luna. He's graduated from Cove's dad to being called Mr. Holden. Literally, I'm pretty sure last stage 2, he was just called Cove's dad. We know his first name is Cliff/Clifford. We know his last name is Holden. I don't know why just now we were just like, all right, I'll call you Mr. Holden, because we immediately called Kyra by Kyra. Well, I actually gotta head out for the night. Give Cove a kiss for me. I will. Don't worry. Have a good night to all of you heading out. I'll be here. Mr. Holden tips hat. I hate you. Hey there, Luna. Good timing. You should come join us. Hello! You waved at him, you hugged him, you gave him a high five, you gave him a noogie, you ruffled his hair. Listen, we're going big out here, so mwah, baby. Here, this is the kiss for Black Blue. On the cheek, on the forehead, on the lips, on the nose. Listen, I'm grown, bro. I've earned the lips. Cove welcomed you as you stepped closer. You cupped the side of his face with one hand, staring into his eyes, lovingly of course, and went on your tiptoes because we're short as fuck, leaning in. He met you halfway, placing a hand on your lower back and brought you in even closer. It was quicker than you wanted to be, especially now that you were getting lost in the moment, but I mean, his dad is right there, so we gotta keep it chill. Your hand slid from his cheek to his chest when you parted. His lips pulled into a satisfied smile, and he looked at you with stars in his eyes. Like, my man, 100%. I'm full delusional. It is what it is. And listen, I know his dad's like, hello? Look, his smug ass grin. I hate you. Cliff. You noticed Mr. Holden was taking in the scene of you and Cove with a self-satisfied smile. He's like, yup. I called this since day one. Cove followed your line of sight and shot his dad an unimpressed look. For a moment, Mr. Holden seemed like he had a thought dancing on the tip of his tongue, but he decided to keep it to himself. So what are you up to today? As far as I know, nothing too much. Me and Cove are meeting some friends in town later. Love Cove's dad so much. Listen, he's just the sillies for real. Sounds like a plan to me. Yawning, Mr. Holden stretched his arms over his head. My boy and I have just been waiting around to see what the new neighbors are like. New neighbors? It was definitely his idea. I don't know how you're not interested in this. It's big news. Besides, it'll only be polite to greet the new folks in town. Maybe it'll be a single dad and his son. What am I trying to do? Make him jealous? We've been here too long. If seeing a new person rent a condo is what you consider an exciting development, that is true. Yes, I'm dying to see the newcomers. Your response was just a shrug. I don't want to meet them. Well, anyone has to be better than the last tenants. That's something I probably would say. I kind of want to see what his reaction is if I say this though. Maybe it'll be a single dad and his son. What does this single dad have to do with it? Like, am I trying to ship, like, Cliff with somebody? Wait a minute. I just realized your first names both start with C. Even Kyra, like, has that like, sharp sound. Cove snorted some airy laughter at the suggestion. Oh? You think we'll have some Oh, sorry. You think we'll have some competition? For several moments, Mr. Holden was unable to answer. He was still chuckling when he put his hands on his hips and tried to compose himself. Dream Daddy Cross! Stop! It's actually me and Amanda. Stop! That's too funny. That's really funny, actually. Imagine. No, next time we play Dream Daddy, we actually make Cliff as the Dream Daddy. And it's an alternate universe where they don't have Cove. They had a girl instead. And it's Amanda. I'm dead, bro. Sorry, I keep hitting my wire on my water bottle. I know it's like clinky. Let me move this. ASMR water and ice. Water and ice? Yeah, water and ice in bottle. There you go. For several moments, Mr. Holden was unable to answer. He was still chuckling when he put his hands on his hips and tried to compose himself. Nah. Absolutely not. We're the #1 father-son duo in this town, and no one's changing that. Mr. Holden took one more glance at the currently vacant building and sighed dramatically. When he turned back to you and Cove, his whole body seemed deflated. There is no sign of them, and I still need to head over to work soon. Cove gave his dad a few reassuring pats on the back. Okay, I promise to keep an eye out. I can text you if anything happens. Really? Of course. Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, only until I have to meet up with Terry Miranda. Would that still work? With a wide... His dad's like, I need to know the chisme! With a wide grin breaking out on his face, Mr. Holden looked absolutely thrilled to have his nosiness enabled. He's so me, though, because I'm also nosy. So they better come before we have to leave. That works. He moved to firmly place both hands on Cove's shoulders, fixing his child with a firm stare. Son, you are my true ally in this world. Mr. Holden stood up straighter, letting Cove go. He looked reinvigorated. Okay, With that settled, I'll go make some money. That's always been the one thing I do best. I'm not gonna lie, that hair on him looked mad good. Cove, your dad be looking mad good in that hair. Trust. Mr. Holden headed off to the garage with a big wave goodbye. Cove smiled the whole time you both watched his dad leave. You really liked Mr. Holden. Mr. Holden was one of your favorite people. Cove's dad was kind of a bother. You had mixed feelings. I liked him. You listen, I'm not gonna say he's my fave person, be so for real, but I like him. I really like him. He's goofy. He's goofy, ah. You had for a long time. As soon as he was out of sight, Cove sighed lightly. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not looking forward to waiting. Guess I'll be hanging around the street for a while. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna be hanging out in the street as well. Good luck! Alright, see you later! I'll stick around to see the neighbor. I can't wait with you. Why don't I stay to see the new neighbor and keep you company? Listen, I'm a nosy bitch. He should know that by now. But also, I want to keep you company, so this one. Curiosity about the new tenant was getting the better of you, and you figured that the wait wouldn't be too much longer. And besides, you just couldn't leave Cove because you're clingy. Really? Listen, it's like I'm having my two favorite things right now, being nosy and being with my man. Why wouldn't I do that? That's like a no-brainer option. Of course, I like keeping you company, remember? He stared at you a moment, smiling softly and thinking about his response.
Me too.
I like that too. Cove put his hands on your shoulders. His thumbs absentmindedly moved in a soothing circle. The look in his eyes was much firmer. He was serious. Oh god, what do you get that look on your face for? Luna, you're my true ally in this world. Damn! That got a fair amount of chuckles from you. He grinned, the stoicism fading into amusement.
Thank you.
You're always good to me. Hey man, you're just like my little guy, man. I can't help myself. You're lucky to have me is crazy. I can't help myself. Yeah, well, good then. I don't know what I would do without you. The smile on his face reached his eyes, and it made you feel electric. It's electric. And then he let go of you. Cove stepped over to his front porch steps, lazily taking a seat and leaning back on his arms. Our watch begins. Nodding in agreement, you joined Cove on the front porch steps. You both sat there in comfortable familiarity as you settled in for the waiting game on the new tenants. The neighborhood was quiet, and you sighed contently, closing your eyes and feeling the light breeze. Eventually, you both picked up the sound of a car. A taxi followed the noise, turning onto your street. Cove's eyebrows raised at the sight, and he sat up straight on the stoop. Sorry, I can't fucking read. This has to be them, right? Yeah, it's gotta be. Now that they were here, you couldn't help but feel just a little bit curious. You wondered what kind of person would be living in the neighborhood for the summer. The taxi pulled to a stop as you expected, in front of the now empty condo, and it was on the same side of the street as your house, a few buildings further up. Without getting to his feet, Cove tried leaning and tilting his head to get a view of the passenger door as it opened. The single occupant exited the cab. Huh? You could feel that Cove. You could feel what Cove was in that moment. After the last re-enters, this new visitor was definitely not exactly what you'd expected. Oh, well, I mean, I figured it was gonna be him, Baxter. It was a young man, had to be close to your own age, wearing a shirt that I would like to steal. Listen, I can't remember. I think I was talking to Kira about this, and Kira said they didn't like the shirt. I like that shirt. I'd wear that. But I'm also a freak and I love button-ups. It was a young man, had to be close to your own age. He was dressed fully in an eclectic black and white and gray outfit. Even his side swooping hair had matched the scheme. Okay, so he's emo, we get it. The only other pop of color was something that couldn't easily be fashioned into submission. A pair of dark brown eyes, which you caught when he looked over at his audience. It looks like is he in a taxi? You would not catch me wearing that outside. This shirt? Listen, that's just because you lack the swag that I have. Listen, I'll have to take pictures of some of the button-ups that I've actually worn outside, because I wear a lot of wild shirts. I wore one that was like it was like a half and half color one. I think it was like half light blue, half pink, with like, I don't know, some animal print on each side that were different colors. I don't give a fuck, bro. I wear wild earrings, and I love wearing button-ups that are wild colors. Love a good Hawaiian shirt. That's my favorite staple. Love a t-shirt with a button-up or Hawaiian shirt over the top. Yep, that's peak for me, baby. That's my fashion. Oh god, what voice should I give him? Hello, folks. Who might you be? I gotta get the personality. Give me a minute. Cove is just like, who is this fucking guy? We're neighbors. The smile, already prominent on his face, curled further. It was cocky, but you didn't get the impression it meant something adverse. Hallelujah. You and Cove shared a familiar look with one another, bewildered even further. The color-coordinated man left it there. However, and with a firm click, he shut the door of his ride. Then he turned his back to you to retrieve a large, unsurprisingly, black suitcase out of the trunk. Continuing on with his business, he strolled forward and lightly tapped on the driver's side window with his knuckles, asking for them to roll it down. When it opened, he leaned down and rested his arm on the edge. You assumed he was thanking the driver for getting him there, considering he slipped them a tip during the brief chat. They shook hands, and when he pushed himself up and away from the taxi with both arms, giving the driver room to leave. Wow. The taxi pulled away, rolling carefully down the road and out of sight and around the corner. The new renter had officially arrived. Cove's texting his dad right now. He's like, yeah, it's some guy, I don't even know. He just, like, takes a picture. He's like, yeah, this is what he looks like. All right, let me see what he definitely shops at Hot Topic, and I don't take this lightly, nor as an insult. It's just a fact. Like he definitely got those pants on a buy one get one, but the original, was obviously like $80. He left his suitcase on the ground, out of the way of the street, and sauntered over your way with the confidence of someone who had been invited to join. But he's shorter than my man, so what can I say? Cove finally stood up to greet this person. You followed suit.
Excellent.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so he does kind of have like that little shit voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I defo think I'm better than other people, potentially. I'm Baxter Ward. It's excellent to meet you, neighbors. Okay. You were standing on the side he was approaching from. When Baxter got close enough, he offered his hand to you first. I mean, I guess I would shake it. I'm not a dickhead, though. A hug? No, man. I only hug my man and my fam. Yeah, I would shake the hand. I'm not gonna be like, all right, low five, just kidding. Baxter gripped your hand firmly to give a satisfying shake. Okay, I appreciate that. I don't like no loose handshake, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you handshake somebody, you don't want to be, like, so firm you're, like, breaking their hand, but you don't want that loose grip, bro, to show that you're, like, a little bitch or something. Like, you gotta meet them with a firm grip, you know? Reasonably firm. Hi, Baxter. I'm Luna. Hey, Luna. I'm quite keen on getting to know you this summer. We could be good friends. You know, I'm down to be friends. You know, I'm down for a little jealousy. I'm not gonna lie. You know, just to remind Cove. Just a little hint. Not a lot. Just a little sprinkle. A little sprinkle is a treat, just to spice things up. From your other side, Cove made a sudden sputtering noise. And you are? He lifted his hand out to Cove next. Cove shook his hand. I thought he said shook his head. I was like, oh, babe. Still eyeing Baxter carefully. I'm Cove. Baxter's whole demeanor lit up for unknown reasons. His eyes shone as he studied Cove for a moment.
Really?
Now wait, is that a nickname or your real name? It's just my name. He looks so tired of his ass already. I I don't know if it's just like the glasses make his like, I don't know, expression look a certain way. Cove spoke mildly, having given that explanation many times in the past, but it clearly charmed Baxter all the same. He tossed his head to one side with a laugh. Your parents knew exactly what they were doing. I can't imagine a more fitting name for the face I'm seeing. Cove, that's gorgeous. Now, hold on! Listen, I know I said a little sprinkle of jealousy, but not for me too. That's my man. You better back up now.
What?
It's really not. Hey, this is me. Now, hey, that's my man. Hey, my man. Thank you to my man. Listen, I'm not gonna say like he's taken. I'm just like I'm gonna be joking. I hope this says it jokingly, like a joke that's like is low key not a joke, but like you're playing it as a joke, and we all know that you're playing it that way to make it not awkward. That's a lot considering you're talking to a stranger. No, I'm gonna say, hey, only I get to fluster him. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do that? It wasn't my intention. Baxter grinned welcomingly. The entire conversation brought a burning red blush to Cove's face, and he couldn't make eye contact with either of you. You noticed that Baxter looked apologetic over Cove's increased discomfort. I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention to mean more than it did. I like your name, but you don't have to mind that. I'm patently against stepping on anyone's toes. Yeah, you keep those toes over there, and I'll keep my toes over here. And he's gonna keep his toes over here with me, but not in a weird way. He chuckled to himself. It seemed like there was some extra meaning hidden there in his words. You noticed that Cove raised an eyebrow, picking up on that too. Baxter didn't even open his eyes to see your faces to know he had some filling to do. He stood up straighter, striking a slight pose with the position of his feet. I'm a ballroom dancer, hence the phrasing. Oh, I don't know much about dancing, but that's pretty cool. It's not hard once you get the basics down. Cove didn't look convinced at all. Baxter took that as a cue to keep talking. Well... He grinned in a way that was rapidly becoming familiar to you. If either of you are looking for a partner, I'm available. For dancing? Cove peeked at you, smiling softly. You felt his familiar touch as he squeezed your hand for a moment. I already have a partner. Luna's the only one I want to dance with. Sorry, she's my girlfriend. Kicks my feet, giggles. You're both together? Yeah, we are. I say, sipping my Dunkin' Donuts culotta that definitely exists on this island. Sorry, not island. We're not on an island. Trapped in an island with Josh Hutcherson. Sorry, what did I say? Did I read that last line for me? Yeah, we are. Now that's crushing, but makes sense. I got here too late. Should have taken a semester off sooner.
I get it.
That's a joke. Really, I didn't mean to intrude on anything you have with the offer. Coffee, what? I'll take you up on that offer sometime. Excuse me? What does that mean? What am I answering right now? Oh, with the offer to dance? I'll take you up, yeah. You know, Cove said me, so yeah. Cove's the only guy I'm dancing with. Sorry. I'm like, what am I answering right now? Baxter smiled and nodded understandingly, letting the subject go. Listen, if it was possibly poly in this game, maybe I would have thought about it, but I don't think it is, so. After that, there was a lull in conversation, and Cove attempted to fill it.
So...
what made you decide on Sunset Bird? Oh, well, yes. After my parents rented a condo, so I had a place to stay while I'm off for a semester from college, and not living in the dorms. There was a playful glint in Baxter's eyes as he continued.
Honestly.
Ideally, they wanted to send me somewhere that wasn't too exciting, but luckily for me, they picked the wrong street, considering the two of you live here. Baxter then preemptively lifted his hand up to the front of his chest, giving a gesture for meaning no harm. It's nice not to be the only one around my age. Only one my age around the neighborhood for an entire summer. Nothing more. That was a story you had heard before. The same one as when Lonely Cove and his dad moved in all those years ago. Cove wasn't relating still. You could have phrased it like that in the first place. I don't feel the need to keep words of praise to myself, but they're not romantic come-ons. I see that you two are very much a committed pair. I'd like to be friends if we can, but that's all. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'd appreciate if you didn't do it with me. I'm finding it pretty entertaining. You probably annoy a lot of people. You said, listen, I flirt with my friends all the time. It means nothing to me. I find it, well, yeah. I don't know if it, I'm saying it doesn't bother me. Glad we're working things out. Shifting his weight to his other foot, Baxter tried to move forward.
So,
which condo is yours? How long have you been living there? Oh, we're not living together. It's not like that. Oh, no. Cove sputtered again, and unintentionally a laugh escaped you.
That's...
We're both your neighbors, but we live in different houses with our parents. As if second nature, the two of you pointed to your homes, the buildings directly across the street from each other. Baxter's eyebrows raised at that. Your neighbors who started dating? I mean, listen, man, it was history, baby. It was bound to happen. What a couple of lovebirds. You're the backbone of romantic society. Friendly Ghost Val. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid. Let me give you a little shout out. I hope your stream was good. What were you all up to? Sorry, my brain, I'm like, what am I doing? There we go. We're playing some Our Life. We're in stage 3. If you do not know this game, it's a little visual novel. This is my man's Cove. He's the one with the sea green hair. I'm so sorry for that. Woo. We're so close to the end. Ooh, Danganronpa. Ooh, which Danganronpa are we playing? We love Danganronpa on this channel. I'm so sorry about that. Hello. Which Danganronpa are y'all playing? The first one? Ooh. I love. Danganronpa 1, honestly, is probably like my favorite, I think. But I can't tell if it's biased because it was like the first one I played or what, but I love me Makoto Naegi. And I love Togami too. What a couple of lovebirds. You're the backbone of romantic society. We truly are. We're just like what everybody wants. Yeah, I saw you streaming and thought you're too cute not to rate. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ember. Hello. Personally, hero smash. You know what? I'm not mad about that. From one ghost to the other. Yeah. I love ghosties. Can two ghosts haunt each other? I mean, surely we can haunt the same, like, room, right? Or person? I think that's how it works. We stopped just before the final trial. I can't. It's too hard. Oh my gosh, yeah. I played it, when I first played it the first time, me and my sister did, like, basically co-op. So I did all the school life stuff, and she did the trials. So when I played it, when I replayed it on stream here, I had to do it all by myself, and I was like, I'm scared. The Hangman's Gambits were killing me, bro. I'm like, help, my dyslexia. Honestly, I hope you never break up. If you can make it work, there might be a chance for the rest of us. You knew Cove well enough to tell there was a little bit of amusement in his expression, but he sighed in exasperation. After that, you had no doubts about his claims of being complimentary. You were really starting to get a kick out of it. Oh, you're getting to the good part. I got so invested. Listen, you just lock in, bro. The minigames kill me. I cannot follow the logic sometimes. That's so real. You like, with the Danganronpa series, you just kind of gotta, like, you know, sometimes you gotta suspend your disbelief, and you gotta think, like, slightly more... You gotta use, in quotes, Danganronpa logic. It's different than regular logic. You're like, okay, this might not work in real life, but would this work in Danganronpa life? That's real. Oh, did you see all the DLCs that are on sale on Steam? That's, yup. That's the reason why I got them. I didn't get all of them because I couldn't afford all of them, but I got the expansions for all 3 steps and the wedding DLC. I couldn't afford to get Baxter or Derek's DLC, but maybe one day. But I did get those expansions, and I did get that wedding DLC. I needed that shit 100%. I saw it was on sale for 30% off each, and I was like, all of it came to like less than $11, or like about $11. So I was like, I have to. I need him. I don't know the third game, but just to reiterate, the second one is a banger. The second Danganronpa is really good. Listen, I might catch flack for this, but Kazuichi, that's my baby girl for real. For real, period. I will not hear any slander on his name. Like, nobody gets him like I do. Might be even better than the first. I mean, like, I really like the second game. I think it's just, like, I really like the environment of the first game. Like, the idea of being trapped in a school. It's just so classic. I love it. Kazuichi, yes. I love him. Listen, see, y'all got some good people here. They know what's up. He's just my wet cat boy failure. Real. Personally, Nagito supercharged turbo smash. Oh god, not the Komaida enjoyers. No, I'm kidding. I literally have a Komaida cosplay. Soda! V3 is also very good. It's awesome. We're very slowly making our way through V3 because my friend Pidgey really loves V3. That's his favorite game. And my friend Icarus is also really liking V3, so I can only play it with those two, so we all voice act. It's silly. But anyways, back to whatever the fuck we're doing over here. Well, if either of you are free, I'd be thrilled to hang out this summer, but we can save the schedule talk for later. I should get my things inside. He gave a small nod of his head and flashed you both a dazzling smile. Goodbye for today. Bye. Cove gave a small wave as well. Bye, Baxter. See you. Baxter then turned on his heels and strolled back to his suitcase, picking it up and bringing it to his condo. You and Cove were silent as Baxter unlocked the door and disappeared into the house. Okay, so we gotta have a gossip sesh about this inside, right? With him completely out of the scene, Cove let out a long breath. Okay, what do you think? No, tell me what you think. Tell me everything. Full, unadulterated opinion.
Well,
I don't know how I'm gonna explain that guy to my dad. You burst into a fit of laughter, trying to imagine the conversation. At least the job is done. We saw the neighbor, and now we can go meet up with Terry Miranda. I'm excited to see my new friends. Well, guy gone now, real. Also, guy in the right, smash. I'll tell Baxter you said that. I'm sure he'll enjoy. Me and Ghost have going to play our lives together soon. Very excited. Oh, yes. It's so fun. I love dragging my friends and making them voice act. They're like, I'm bad at voice acting. I'm like, so am I. Who cares? Yeah, we should get going. You gave Baxter's condo one last glance over your shoulder. You were looking forward to seeing him more. You thought he was charming. You were not interested in him. You weren't sure how to feel. You thought he gave a pretty bad first impression. You decided he definitely wasn't someone you liked. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. We'll see what's up. Baxter was different. You liked him. Smiling, you hoped that he would become a good friend this summer. Turning your attention back to Cove, you pushed all thoughts of Baxter aside. You both started making your way towards town. You took his hand, you took his arm, you walked by side. I love a good hand hold, so we're gonna hold in hands. So what's this game in a nutshell? Basically, you get to decide, like, design your MC, like, name, pronouns, what they look like, all that. And, you go through different summers with this guy named Cove, and you decide what your relationship is like. You can be nothing at all, you can be friends, you can be lovers. I'm choosing to be lovers. Like, that's my man, we're locked in. And I started off as a Cove hater. And when I say that, I mean, like, obviously I'm a hater, so I was prejudging. I was like, look at his dumbass eyebrows and his whack hair. I don't think I'm gonna like this kid. But then I started liking his personality when, like, we were both little guys. And I was like, oh, he's just a little guy. You know, he's having a rough time. And, you know, he grew on me, and I got to change his fuck-ass hair. I still don't like his basic default hair, where it's, like, the long, smooth hair. I still don't like that hair, to be frank with you. To be frank with you. Every other hair, though, I do like on him. So. Can we have yaoi in this game? Yes, you can. You can date guys as a guy in this game, and also, yeah, you can be literally anything. You can change, like, your sexuality, your gender, like, yeah. So you could start one thing and transition at a later point in the game, because there's 4 stages. So in between each stage, you get to change yourself. So that could include either changing your pronouns, changing your appearance, blah, 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 all that stuff. And you can also adjust Cove's appearance and personality. There's, like, little options. Listen, I kind of want to do a second playthrough, but it's gay. Let me know what you guys think. Because I'm thinking maybe we do one playthrough where I just do all vanilla stuff besides the wedding. And then I do a second playthrough, but it's yaoi, and I do all the DLC that I missed. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know. Yeah, this game is, like, very customizable. You saw, like, there's 20 options you can choose from when dialogue pops up. Like, you will usually find something that, like, is pretty much what you want to say. It's great. You slid your palm into his, and Cove laced his fingers with yours. His expression instantly became happier, and he lightly squeezed your hand. I do like to take, actually, maybe I should have did the arm, because I actually do like to take arms a lot. I was just thinking, like, when I walk with my friends, sometimes I'll just be like, all right, links arms with you. Let's do the let the hive mind do the yaoi playthrough. Okay, yeah, we'll do it then. I need a BF. Listen, trust me. Cove is BF material. He just really is. Life as a gay is so hard. I'm patting you. Pat your head. Wait, I'm sorry. I wanna take his arm. Take my arm. Smiling, you hooked your arm around his. Cove hummed happily in response. See? I think he liked the hand-holding better. Sorry, I'm a hater. Anyways, not that it really actually matters. I just wanted to say. A little while later, you and Cove reached a main street in town. All of a sudden, you stopped walking. What's wrong? I think I heard my phone. You dug yourself out. They better not cancel on me. I mean, I guess this could just be a date then. I did alright, Wolfred. Yeah, I can't help you there, pal. Good luck. You dug your cell phone out and looked at it with a satisfied grin. There was a new message. Before you could read it, you were slightly distracted by a small, amused noise from Cove. His head was slightly tilted to the side as he carefully looked at your old keychain. I can't believe you still have that. Of course I do. I love it. It's the crab that reminds me of Pidgey. You shouldn't be surprised. Well, someone was crazy enough to get it for me, so I might as well use it. Of course I do. I love it. You meant it. The intensity of your words have Cove blushing and looking away from you. Yeah, Cove is the green-haired guy. That's my boyfriend, like, actually. We're dating right now. Oh, also, you can change like what your relationship with him is. So you can start at indifferent or fond or crush when you're a kid, and then you could either move up or stay the same. I prefer you. So you smash, I guess. Yeah. You could do even more stuff with gender in the second game. You could type out your gender just in the demo. Oh, interesting. For a moment, you were both at a loss for words. You were sucked into remembering that day he bought it for you. Cove was the one who spoke up again.
It's nice.
I'm actually glad you like it. He looked back at you with a playful grin. Especially since it cost me a whole $6. That's like $30 in kid money. He's actually right. His matter-of-fact tone had you laughing deep. It took several moments to compose yourself enough to speak. I didn't realize that was the going rate. It was then, probably be more now. So you're saying, or so you're trying to say that you were a big spender. In kid money, yes. I was definitely a high roller, remember? That had you both bursting into fits. Smiling, you refocused on the task at hand. Okay. You opened the new text from Miranda, and all you saw was, I can see you. Listen, she's definitely gonna be my friend, because that's something my fucking friends would text me too. I swear they've sent me that when we were all on campus together. They would just be like, I see you, and I'm like whipping my head around like, where are you? I'm in like the cafeteria or whatever, or the dining hall. Immediately from where you stood, you started swiveling your head around. You couldn't spot Miranda anywhere, but she did send you more messages. I saw you holding Cove's hand. Scandalous. Can we be a throuple? In the new game, I heard you can. I think that's what Ember said. I will say Cove smashed too, but I'm not sold on green hair. Listen, I wasn't either, but he just like, you know, the matching eyes, like he does it better. Hi, Ultra. Me and my friends just send pics of each other from afar if we spot each other. Listen, it's so funny. Just be like, I see you. The most grainy, like, Bigfoot awe picture. I'm excited for that. If I play that game, 100% I'm gonna have a throuple. Where are you? Haha, come on. Really, Randy? Why do we call them Randy? Oh, these are... Wait, what's my... Oh, Miranda. Yeah, I'm gonna say really, Randy. The message was sent, and you were back to looking around, scanning for any sign of movement in familiar faces, but they were still invisible. Cove looked at you carefully, raising an eyebrow. Miranda, come on out! You sighed at the ridiculousness. You burst into laughter at her antics. You sent your own joking text. You grabbed onto a Cove again, wanting to show Miranda how scandalous you can be. So everyone smashed. Listen, I wonder if we'll get to see grown-up Derek, because I want to know what y'all think about grown-up Derek. I haven't seen him yet either, but you know, he was such a short little shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they made him like really tall next time we see him. One time I saw my friend on the other side of the street while walking with a different friend who just thought I was being a stalker when I took a picture of them. Oh my gosh. Last option for sure. I want kisses. Yeah. Aw, they're all like good options. Listen, we're gonna show how scandalous we can be. At once you hooked your arm around his neck, still holding your phone, and brought him even closer to you. He blushed and gave you a look of mixed with amusement and confusion. Seriously, Luna, what did that message even say? Before you could even begin explaining anything to Cove, you both snapped your attention to the yelling from across the street. And there you saw Miranda and Terry coming out from behind the backside wall of the grocery store. They both started waving wildly to draw even more attention to themselves. Oh. With your friend's grand entrance made, Cove seemed to realize the joke. He smiled with a sigh, and you let go of him for a moment, chuckling. Cove took a step in their direction. Grinning, he put his hands on his mouth to better project his message across the street. Hey! Laughing and arm in arm, the girls stopped only to look both ways, and then rushed across the empty street. See, good job. Make sure you look both streets before crossing the road. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't get hit by a car.
Hi.
Oh my god, hey girl, hey.
Hi, I hope you weren't waiting too long.
Hey, buddies.
Oh my god, you're tall. You're almost as tall as him.
Hey, buddies. Hi.
That joke was not funny. No, it was funny to me. What the fuck? I'm amazed. How did you appear out of nowhere? Hey, I'm so happy to see you two. I bet you both knew better than a jaywalk. They look both ways. I guess there wasn't a crosswalk, but... Listen, I jaywalk all the time. I'm kidding. I would never admit to a crime on the internet. I've never jaywalked a day in my life. Real. I'm amazed. How did you appear out of nowhere like that? They started giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what their story should be.
Ooh. It was magic.
Gesturing in a vaguely whimsical manner, Terry went along with the decision.
And magicians never reveal their secrets. Ooh.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Okay, Cove is growing on me. Cove turbo smash. Terry then closed the distance between her and Cove and crushed him in a painfully tight hug.
You're finally here! It's been so long! What took you?
He did his best to eke out a reply with his chest being compressed. Bro's like, I can't breathe, help me.
Sorry.
He said it for me. Eventually, she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile, but Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. Standing there, Miranda shifted her weight to her other hip. She watched Cove patiently with a bashful smile.
Welcome back.
Thanks. It finally felt official. Everyone was together in one place. From here, you weren't sure how often you would have another afternoon like this again. They didn't either.
So?
Cove?
Terry poked Cove square in the chest.
You're gonna have to get me your schedule by this time yesterday.
No way.
Not really possible, Terry. But I can say as soon as I know. So far, work hasn't said anything. But I can tell you I'm busy with orca activities.
When Cove wasn't at his part-time job or pursuing his athletic and academic interests, he volunteered for the Ocean Restoration California affiliation, ORCA. Damn, bro, do you have any free time? What do you mean? Like, he's like, yeah, when I'm not in my part-time job or at my sports thing or at my academic thing or at my ORCA thing, I'm chilling at home. Like, girl, do you have time to sleep? I'm torn. Someone's playing Love in Deep Space. Why do we not have the power to watch everyone at once? That's so real. That's so real. Choose whatever makes you happier, I guess. I'll appreciate you from joining nonetheless. The group focused on cleaning up beaches and removing pollution from the ocean. Cove always loved the sea. It didn't surprise you one bit when he started to get involved with them. It was Cove's activity. You joined Orca 2 after learning of it. You were an Orca member and introduced Cove to it. Listen, we need that. I need to do something with him, so I'm gonna do it with him.
Their big Smash event for the year is coming up, right up, isn't it? Yeah, there's not much more to do before then, but I'm kind of looking forward to the fundraising push.
Plus, my character doesn't have a job, so she's got to do something, lazy bitch. This is just an at me.
Hopefully we can pull it off. If everyone can do it, it's you two. If anyone can do it, it's you two. And even if it goes really bad, it's still a good look on college applications at least. That's true. Hey, guess what else?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, guess what else? We don't have to stand here to say stuff. Let's go! I would like a meal now.
Perking up, Cove nodded in agreement. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm a hungry ass bitch. Yeah, when I'm not at my part-time job, I'm at my full-time job. Some people do have full-time and part-times. Why are all the characters cute, hot, or both? You know, they can't help it. They just slay. All they know how to do is slay. That point where no one's streaming, so you follow yet another person, and then later on you end up with 10 streams you want to watch. That's so real. The four of you headed into town, happily chatting the whole way. The only decision left to make was where exactly to stop and eat. The rest of the afternoon and evening passed by in a blink of an eye. When night fell, it was time to head home, and you parted ways with Miranda and Terry. You and Cove reached your neighborhood without event. It was late enough that your out-of-the-way street was dark and silent. You were walking tiredly after such a long day. You strolled with a skip in your step. You ambled along. Cove was giving you a piggyback ride home. Listen, we cannot give this man a break. Listen, well, technically he owes me a piggyback because I didn't make him piggyback me down the stairs because I felt bad. So obviously, he's giving me a piggyback ride home. Obviously. It was a long day out and about. You appreciated that you could rely on him to make things more comfortable for you because he's just the goat like that. You tightened your grip on Cove and turned your head ever so slightly, peering at his face out of the corner of your eyes. You wondered why he felt so distant to you. It was out of character. For a while, Cove silently stared ahead and left you alone with your own thoughts. It surprised you when you did hear his voice all of a sudden. He still wouldn't look at you. It feels weird coming back to the neighborhood and trying to get into things like they're the same. And they're not. They've changed, and they're still changing. Your mouth felt uncomfortably dry all of a sudden. What you talking about? It was true. The things that kept the people you knew together were starting to disappear. Each person had to make their own priorities and take their own path now that it wasn't set for them. You thought about your own immediate futures. You had been considering more and more, and ideas were starting to settle in your mind. You hoped to go to school full-time, to go to school part-time, to work full-time, to work part-time, to focus on time that's not school or work. I mean, I'm probably well, if I'm basing off of real life full-time. I did have well, technically I had a job before I got my RA job, because when I went to college, for my last 2 years, for junior and senior year, I was an RA, which is a resident assistant. I was the one keeping an eye on the kids in my dorm, on my floor. So that was my job. But then before that, I worked at McDonald's while I was in school. So I'd probably have a part-time. And that was the basics. Well, and I want to focus on my man too, obviously. And that was basics. I want to do everything. This is actually freaking out. My best friend now lives afar, Sag, freaking me out. No, that's so real. Because, me and my friend, we went to college together, but then he ended up staying where the college was, and I went back to where we used to live. And I'm sad because now he's like 2 hours away from me, and I never get to see him. But, you know, we text and we FaceTime, so it's not too bad. But it's sad that we can't see each other all the time, but we know that, like, we're still friends no matter the distance, as cheesy as that fucking sounds. For your career, you thought you'd find a company to work at, work online, do contract work, start your own business. Like, listen, I'm trying to work online, period. So I could work wherever he is, you know what I'm saying? Do contract work, find a company to work at. And that was all. For your education, you thought you'd, attend a community college, attend a public university, go to a private college, join a trade school, take online classes. Can we agree on Nagito Smash? Listen, when he's not pissing me off. It's weird that they do public university and then private college, because usually it's the other way around. Usually it's a public college, a private university. I mean, I guess we were going what I went. Technically I also did take online classes, so, and that was all. For yourself, you wanted to work on self-improvement on your own, take some time to just relax, figure out what you truly want to relax. Trying to figure out what I know what I want. And that was all. And for that, you wanted to stay local, go to the different part of the state, go out of state, go abroad, travel around to different places. Probably just go to a different part of the state that's, well, I went out of state. But I don't know. I like it here. I don't know. I didn't go to college, that's fair. don't know. Go to a different part of the state. I don't want to go too far. It'd all be happening so soon. You already applied to schools and jobs. You already applied to schools. You already applied to jobs. You started to prepare for what was happening. I mean, at this point, I would have already applied to schools. I'm gonna say I applied to schools and jobs because I'm that goated. You'd been open about your situation and everyone knew. You'd only spoken about this with family and those you're close to, like Cove. Yeah. Why does everybody need to know my business? You know what I'm saying? Now you wondered what Cove had in mind. You'd heard him consider some things for his future, but it was never anything that would have counted as a real plan. Cove stopped in the middle of the street. He sighed and put you down. You were both outside of your houses. Cove looked at the ground for a moment. His mouth trembled, trying to settle on the right words to say. So, are you still thinking about relaxing for a while and stuff in another part of California? Yeah. Cove closed his eyes and nodded while he composed his thoughts. He looked at you while he lifted his head.
I mean...
I decided on something. Well, kind of.
Hold on. Hold that thought. Let me have a drink. He smiled slightly and rubbed his arm. Then his expression grew more serious. Okay, lay it on me. And do I need to get ready to cry or not? Tell me.
I'm not gonna decide on a school or a career. Not this summer. I'm gonna stay here. At least in Sunset Bird. I'll probably move out of my dad's place. Or I'll keep working my job, keep doing my volunteer stuff and everything else.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll know what I want for myself by fall or next year, or maybe I'll never have a plan. Life will continue on with whatever's happening. I'm not gonna crush myself trying to have everything figured out by a timeline that someone else has set. Just can't do it.
Nobody's expecting that, Pooks. His brow furrowed and his tone was tense. It was clear how much expectations were weighing on him.
I know that's not very exciting, but it's the best I can do right now.
I mean, honestly, it works out because, I mean, if you just got your job thing going out, we can still plan for you to visit me or me to visit you. So it's actually, like, not even that big of a deal. And I'm still going to be in Cali, so it's not going to be crazy far depending on, like, I don't know how south or north we are in comparison, but, you know, it's potential. It's so weird because what we call college in France comes before high school. I'm always lost on your education system. It's just a university. That's what this is. This is after college. So this is after high school. So uni.
I know that's not very exciting, but it's the best I can do right now.
He laughed self-derisively. But that was the way his face looked. But with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. Don't cry. That plan sounds very you, man. I don't know what do you think he'll take that as a bad thing though? Like, I don't know, I kind of figured, to be honest. I legit feel a need to say Cove Smash every 10 seconds. No, that's me. That's so real. Your head tilted affectionately ever so slightly to the side as you watched him process your response. Cove was going to continue doing things his own way, in his own time. He exhaled, releasing some tension in his shoulders.
Thanks for hearing me out on this.
You knew him well enough to know that Cove wasn't feeling completely better about the way things were.
No matter what's happening, I want you to know that you won't ever lose me. I won't really be gone. I'll still be there for you the best I can, whether it's long distance or whatever else.
Sorry, I had a notification on my phone and it got me distracted. Cove's whole expression softened. His lips pulled into an affectionate smile.
It's okay.
Luna, you deserve to have everything you want in life.
Pookie! Oh my god! You laughed at his bold declaration. Thank you, Cove. I want you to get everything you want in life. You didn't know how to surround you teared up. You're the only thing I want. Ooh. Should we riz? There is an 18 plus DLC you can get on their Patreon. That's crazy. I I don't know if I'm that down bad to whatchamacallit, pledge to a Patreon. I don't know. I've never actually used Patreon, so I don't actually know how it works. Is it pledging? Is that what it is? Oh my goodness. What should I say? You're the only thing I want. It came out softly, almost a whisper. You could hear your heart drumming loudly in your ears. Oh yeah, we haven't told him we loved him yet. Looking at you fondly, Cove took a step closer. And then fucking like Liz beats down the door like, are you guys gonna come inside? Oh my, let's freaking go. Then he brought a hand to your face, cupping your cheek. Dotingly, his thumb lightly brushed your skin. A shiver shot down your spine. He spoke to you softly, wholeheartedly. He meant every word. Things are hard right now. It scares me, but it'll be okay. It'll be more than okay. Now that things are up to us, we can make our lives better than they ever were. You believed him. You appreciated his attempt to put on a brave face. You felt unsure. You felt better after his reassurance. I believe you. No matter how daunting the future could be, he was right. You would be okay. Deeply, you met Cove's gaze. You nodded. At that, his expression morphed into a look of careful confidence. Sorry, I'm having a stroke, apparently. Clearly, he was still struggling with this topic, and you wondered what else might be on his mind. This was a start, I think. But it's not over, is it? We'll have to keep talking about it going forward. Yeah. Cove softly reiterated his promise. It'll be all okay. We'll still always be there for each other. Is that good with you? It is. 100%, bro. 100%. Cool. That's cool. I'll see you tomorrow, Luna. I'll see you. Night. He pulled you into an unexpected hug. It knocked the breath out of you, yet couldn't have been more of a reassuring feeling. You returned his embrace and stayed that way for as long as you could.
Good night.
Night.
He finally let go, giving you another smile. Then Cove started walking away, but you remained there, frozen in the middle of the street. You watched him and wondered, how many more times will he be able to say that he'll see you tomorrow? You hoped for countless more. Finally, you turned toward your own house. You vowed to yourself that you would make the most out of every moment you had this summer. Period. Okay, so like I said, I have the DLCs, but I'm wondering, I think we might wait and just, like I said, do all vanilla and then just do all DLC after. And then this, I'm assuming these are for, yeah, Baxter. Alright, let's do a hangman. Sorry, wait, let me save here first. Bonk. I'm gonna say quit. Okay, now we can hang. You grab the large beach towel off your... I forgot this is what our room looks like. Y'all like my room? I decorated it myself. You think it's cute? You grabbed the large beach towel from your bed, from off your bed, and stuffed it into a bag. You had already packed your water bottle for your upcoming beach hangout session. The stars had aligned, and somehow everyone was free today. Miranda had set things up with several bubbly phone calls between you, Cove, and Terry to find some time to hit the beach. You were hoping that this would be a fun time together. Cove sat on your windowsill and kicked one of his legs into the air idly. He had already had his swimsuit on, and his towel was bundled under his arm as a misshapen ball. That's so man-coded. See, me, I'd have mine rolled up nicely. He'd shown up earlier this morning with a surprising amount of enthusiasm. He was chatting as you caught up to his preparation. But seriously, I couldn't find my swimsuit Seriously, I couldn't find my swimsuit this morning. I looked everywhere. It disappeared. I had no idea what I was gonna do. You could have gotten a new one somewhere. What happened to all your other swimsuits? You don't have to wear a swimsuit to be on a beach. Yeah, completely vanished somehow, just like your old sand pail. I'm gonna call him out for the sand pail incident. Also, Cove's faster. Let's go. Yeah. That's so real. Yes, but you only need to pay once. You don't have to pay every month. Oh, that's true. I wonder how much the tier is that has that one. That's funny. Let's see. Yeah, completely vanished somehow, just like your old sand pail. You totally didn't just lose your stuff again.
Seriously?
Very funny, Luna. That was different, and I was 8. Anyway, I don't know why it was in the bathroom when I never put it there.
Are you sure? Listen, no, we should say something. Should we say something nice? What happened to all your other ones? That was my follow-up. I know that's not your only one. Cove looked away and shrugged.
I might have some laundry to do. Anyways, I don't know why it was in the bathroom when I never put it there.
He gave a small smile and readjusted the towel in his arms. You now could see that it had been folded at some point, but then rolled up and carried without much care. Checks out.
I'm so glad.
But I'm just glad I found it. It would have been crappy to lose my favorite trunks.
It was nice to see Cove so happy and comfortable in what he was wearing. You walked over to your dresser and mused about how you had picked out your own swimsuit. Your height had complicated your swimsuit shopping. Fuck you. Not many swimsuits were well-fitting on someone who's petite. And then for the shape of your body, you were heavyset, you were chubby, you had curves, you were generally medium, you were slender, you were scrawny, if only. We'll grow on shrubs. And you had noticeable muscles. I had no muscles. I'm soft. There was a smooth feel to your build, without any hard muscle, even if you flexed. You'd kept mostly the same shape you'd had throughout your teenage years. You were used to your body, and your body was used to your habits.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm chilling over here. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I was thinking about some stuff and some things. What things? Definitely not character creator things. Don't worry about it. Just myself and my body, really. His eyebrows rose at your admission of self-reflection. And what do you think? What did you think of who you were? You considered your identity further. You'd always felt sure in your gender. You wondered if your gender was really something you felt right about. Listen, this is gonna be a perfect world in which my character doesn't have to think about gender confusion like the real me. So we're gonna say we were always sure in our gender, man. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Just kiss Cove. Don't even worry about it. Being called her was right for you. Sometimes. I don't know. I feel like I just like always. I'm just like whatever. Just do this. And you had small boobs. Your breasts were not exactly small, but not huge either. Get out of here. This piece of hair was stuck to me. Get off of me. You were well endowed. In the past you had breasts, but had them surgically removed. Yeah, I'm well endowed. Fortunately or unfortunately. My back is suffering, but that's fine. Your boobs were a large part of your frame. You liked the size you had. You wish they were smaller and might get a reduction. You wish they were bigger and might get implants. You used a binder. You used a binder, but we're also considering other options. You left them as they were, but we're considering options for them. I mean, in theory, I was like, oh man, I'd want to get a reduction, but like, I'm just like too lazy for that. And also, I don't want to do surgery. I'm scared. I'm leaving them as they are. You're okay with your breasts for now, but not so okay with them that potential changes weren't on your mind. Besides that, you went through hormone therapy. Besides that, you were currently going through hormone therapy. Besides that, hormone therapy was something you were thinking of, and that was all. People had a lot of their identity wrapped up in their physical form. It shaped their self-image. You were confident in yours, you were comfortable in yours, you weren't really content with yours, you hated your body, you knew you had gender dysphoria. It's like, it's good enough. Man, I don't really care. Your body was you, and it was a good one that you felt content in. Dude, I'd just be sitting here. I'm just like, I just exist. I am Ghost. This is me. This blob talking to you. That's just what I look like, real. You focused on Cove again. He smiled at you and tilted his head. A question still in his eyes. He was waiting for you to come to an answer, but before you could, you had something to say to him. What do you think about me? You like the way I look, right? What if I told you I want to get surgery? What do you think about me? About how I look, I mean. Cove smirked a little, his eyes taking you in easily. Fishing for compliments, Luna? You look great. Everyone knows that, including you, by the way. Unless that's changed. You pouted, you laughed, you blushed. I didn't want a compliment, I was just asking. So what if I wanted you to compliment me? You still should. Listen, I was just asking. Fine. Cove shook his head. His hand went up to try to unsubtly cover his mouth. Or sorry, smile. I don't know. I was kind of worried you were so in your own head because something was wrong. Guess not. I'm glad.
Hey.
Hey, Luna.
Cove gave a bent smile, pointing to your arms. You're looking particularly shapely today. It's... He answered not with words, but a solid okay sign with both hands and the same cheeky smile. Cove suddenly flushed when he realized how boldly he complimented you. He stood by it, even if he was a little red. You were a little taken aback. That came out of nowhere. You glanced at yourself. You like that? Yeah. You started to flex and show off jokingly. You flirtatiously stretched. You stood there stunned. You're so sweet and fantastic. You have some good arms yourself, pal. Cove ducked his head and started to rub his left arm. It seemed like he was much more prepared to raise praise on you than receive it himself. He could barely respond. Thanks. You too. Oh, I already said that, huh? Thanks. Finally, you felt that was enough of that topic for one day. You went back to your original goal before you got sidetracked. You needed to pick what you wanted to wear to the beach. You chose to wear casual clothes. You picked a one-piece swimsuit. You decided to wear a two-piece bikini. You chose a two-piece tankini. You wanted to wear your wetsuit. You wanted to wear swim trunks with a top. You wanted to wear a Speedo with a top. What do I want to wear? I don't know, like, I really don't go swimming that often. Should have hugged him and never miss a chance to hug. I could go back. I could. How long ago was that? Was that like... Let me look at the log. When did we pick that answer? That's not too far away. We could go back. Oop. Hug. You hurried across the room and flung your arms around Cove. He chuckled back nervously after you'd gotten a squeeze in. I see you're putting those nice arms to good use. You cackled at his joke and hugged him tighter. When you both had gotten your giggles out, you let him go. Finally, we're going back to the original topic. Let's go... One Piece. The One Piece! A shirtless hug. Listen, he's cute. He is. It's just facts. While you dug around in your drawers, you tried to think if there was anything else you were missing. You took sunglasses, you grabbed a hat, you brought a shawl, you grabbed board shorts. You picked out a regular shirt to wear as well. You grabbed a full swimsuit to cover up to wear. Sorry, I'm having a stroke. I'm grabbing board shorts. With that taken care of, you held your outfit together and looked to Cove. He was tapping his toes on the side of the wall as he waited. You vaguely wondered if he thought that was a comfortable place to sit. You hoped so, given how long he'd perched on it. Regardless, it was time for him to go. You weren't going to put on your beachwear with him just chilling there. We're not there yet. I need a change. Cove smiled, content with being kicked out. All right. Cove lowered himself off the window and strolled past you to get to the door. He lightly brushed his fingers against your cheek when he passed by. Oops. Dropping shit, sorry.
Bye.
I'll see you out front.
Okay. When you were alone, you got undressed and put your swimwear on. You also checked your beach bag for the final time, and it seemed like you hadn't forgotten anything. You left your room and hurried down the stairs, ready to meet Cove. You made sure to lock your front door and walked outside. Cove stood in the road, looking down and scuffling his feet on the asphalt. When you shut your heavy door, he looked up at you and smiled. Hey! Miranda and Terry are gonna be here in not too long.
Terry even texted me earlier saying she was mostly on schedule.
Well,
Why don't we just head to the beach and wait for them there? We're both ready.
That sounded like a good idea to you. You said as much, and Cove shot off a quick text telling the two of them where you'd be. Cove gave you a thumbs up after the message sent. It was a familiar path to walk, and it wasn't long until you reached the shore. Cove laid out his towel on the warm sand. You set up your stuff beside him and looked out into the ocean. The rolling swells hit the shore rhythmically. You all had lucked out. It was a beautiful day. The sun was clear and the waves were good. It was a balmy summer day with a pleasant breeze to keep things comfortable. Essentially, it was perfect.
so?
Do you feel like getting into the water? Maybe just a walk down the shore. Or would you want to do something here?
Water sounds good. Taking a stroll wouldn't mind. I don't mind my feet being in the water. You plan to go get some sun. Either way is fine. What would you want to do? Let's go in the water. That's what I'm here for anyway. Cove nodded Sorry, I read way too ahead. Cove nodded, accepting the plan. He kicked some sand off his towel absentmindedly.
Yeah, sounds nice.
You took a deep breath and tasted the relaxing, salty air. Cove caught your eye and gave you a small smile. Hug, I wish there was an option. You chatted a little before a comfortable quiet settled over the two of you, content to watch the waves as you waited for the others. Luckily, it didn't take long until you heard shouts. You turned your head to see both Miranda and Terry running straight for you. Miranda was walking faster, making leaps and bounds across the sand. Terry followed in her wake, laughing with her towel clutched around her shoulders and flowing like a cape. Miranda started making her jumps more theatric and more precarious as she got closer. Cove waved them on with a bright grin. You shouted a greeting, you cheered at their antics. I'm cheering. Woo! Oh, I like her. I don't even know what pattern that is, but it's silly. I like it. The two officially arrived at Cove's and your setup, looking completely ready for an ocean adventure. They were already in their swimwear and were raring to go. Hey Terry, Miranda, welcome to our beach.
Hey!
Hi. Hello.
She beamed and Miranda nodded with a smile.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm so pumped. Yeah, I'm really glad this worked out. What have you guys been up to here in your town? Cove? Luna? Have we missed things?
Literally missed jack all. Cove blinked and then shrugged with nothing when nothing he wanted to mention came to mind. You shrugged like Cove. You gave a vague answer. You gave a recap of how your family was doing. What have you been up to? And I'll give a recap. Your moms were the same as ever for the most part, although they were definitely still adjusting to you being an adult now. Liz had asked, oh my god, I'm having a stroke again, that's fine. Liz had asked you to take pictures of her latest makeup look the other day. There was nothing too dramatic going on right now. Terry nodded along and mentioned a couple of things about her own parents. Miranda brought up her family and shared some of the wild things her older brother had done. Terry had started talking about her morning and how she almost overslept since she had stayed up too late last night. She bounced on her feet as she spoke. But don't worry about me being tired today. You know I ran on less back during school. Miranda filled in the group about her morning. Apparently everything had gone smoothly. She'd met up with Terry on the way here and you knew the rest. Cove offered a suggestion to the girls. Hey, why don't we take this out to the water?
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You felt pleased that Cove remembered what you wanted to do. Sometimes he could be thoughtful like that. Terry threw her stuff down on the sand and started running for the waves. Miranda was more careful, setting her things down and waited for you and Cove. Cove tilted his shoulder to gesture over to the ocean.
All right.
I've been looking forward to this.
The three of you made your way down to the shoreline together. Miranda cartwheeled and Terry clapped. Soon all four of you were in the water. Cove swam out the furthest, while Terry instigated a splash fight. Oh, I hate splashing. I am not a splash guy. Let me know what you guys think. I hate being splashed more than anything else. I wouldn't let anyone do that to my precious handsome BF like that, for real. Like, don't splash him. Listen, one time he was teaching me to surf, and he accidentally splashed me, and then I splashed him back, and then he fucking splashed me and nearly drowned me in the ocean. Casual BF stuff, you know how it is.
Soon, all four. Yeah, I read that. Sorry. There was rarely a moment of quiet where someone wasn't laughing. Hours passed, and the group had moved between different activities, some low-key and some more exhaustive. For you, it was another break time. You sat on your towel and sipped at some water. Your friends were hard at work trying to bury Terry's full body under a pile. Miranda used her arms to force up sand around Terry's sides, and Cove worked on covering Terry's feet. You took another drink and closed your eyes. Eventually, a shadow passed over you, dampening the light that was still notable even behind your eyelids. You checked to see Cove had joined you there. He knelt down to dig around in the pile of assorted beach stuff in the middle of everyone's towel setup and pulled out the sunscreen. Debbie Ryan pushed hair behind ear. He took a seat next to you on the towel. He opened the bottle with a soft pop and began to reapply the cream. Hey, yo, you need some help with that? Shawty, you need some help with that? Hey. Hey. He ran his hands across his chest and worked the sunscreen in. That should be me. That should be me. And you might have checked him out a little from the corner of your eye while still sipping some water. He noticed you noticing him, and Cove tilted his head your way as a smile formed. Listen, I'm just drinking my water, bro. I'm not thirsty for any other reason, period. You want to help me reach my bag? You're such a fuck. Of course I do. Yeah, sure, I can do that for you. Thanks. You scooted up behind your boyfriend and reached a hand around his front so he could squeeze a small pile of sunscreen into your hand. You rubbed your palms together, spreading the cream out more evenly, then began applying it softly to his shoulder blades. Hell yeah! Yeah, yeah! From there, you moved to the tops of his shoulders, the nape of his neck, and down his spine. Listen, I just know fucking Miranda and Terry are gonna be like, what is this? Stop doing this lovey-dovey shit. And I'm like, listen, man, I just gotta make sure he doesn't get eaten by the sun. Is that not my job as a doting significant other? Who turned up the heater? Purr. From there, you moved to the tops of... Oh, I read that. Sorry. Cove was mumbling the entire time, but you couldn't make out what he said. He might not have even realized he was doing it himself. Bro's just yapping. Average me moment, though. The tone of his voice and the look on his face got the message across just fine, however. He was happy. You were, too. After he and you finished up, Cove let out a comfortable sigh and looked off into the distance. But then he sighed again, this time in an exaggeratedly disappointed way. You wondered if he was going to sigh again, even more dramatically, if you didn't say anything. Oh, what's wrong? You honestly wondered. You wondered what it was. You raised an eyebrow, you chuckled. Oh, Cove, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be okay, you joked. Listen, we don't know how serious it is. So we'll be for real for a minute. We don't know if he's being dramatic or if he's being dead ass. So let's treat it like it's dead ass. You inspected his face to see if there was anything actually distressed about him, but he still just looked like he was exaggerating. You asked anyway, since it was obvious that was what he wanted. Aww. Listen, okay, well, if he's actually fine, then I want to do my actual answer. Oh, Cove, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be okay. After all, this is an excellent place to hide a body. You gestured to Terry, who was practically just a hill of sand with a human head at this point. That got a chuckle out of him, but he quickly hid his amusement. Cove shook his head, comically despondent. His frown didn't match the sparkle in his eyes.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just becoming another jaded adult, that's all. He's so real for that. Now you were really confused. You waited for him to continue, and his next sigh did not disappoint. It was the most ridiculously sad sigh you'd ever heard, like a sad little puppy dog that you found on the street. Then he smiled a little. Mermaids aren't real. He's so dramatic. He really just like, I just remember mermaids aren't real. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is fucked up, dude. What? That had not been what you were expecting. He continued. You know how much I liked mermaids as a kid. Well, merfolk as a whole. I really hoped that they were out there.
I mean,
the ocean's a big place, right? They could be somewhere. But the older I got, the more I had to accept it. They were just a fairy tale. He jerked his head over to the waterline and the rolling waves. They crashed against the shore and then drew back. This is the perfect beach for them. It's pretty and vast and never too crowded. If merfolk did exist, we definitely would have met one by now. Or at least, we would have heard someone else seeing one, but nothing.
He acted as though the result was a true bafflement. He let his head hang.
I gotta let the dream go.
The dream can never die. The dream can never die. That's hardly proof. It's not like this is the only beach in the world. They could still exist. As you said, the ocean is a pretty big place. Maybe they just don't like it here. Cove chuckled a little to himself, eyes tilted off into the sea, his face still low.
Maybe it's for the best. Let's say a merperson did happen to wash up on shore one day.
He looked at you with a faux, doleful expression? Doleful?
I could have lost my girlfriend to their magical underworld.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't say that I wouldn't want to date a mermaid. Or a merman. Or a merfolk. Whatever whatever the mermaid's gender is. Mermaid gender neutral. Listen, I'd be honest. Like, if I might have to date the mermaid. Oh yeah, I'd totally go live under the sea with the merfolk. Even if I had the chance, I'd stay on shore with you. I'd go with the merperson, but only if you could come with us too. Yeah. Only if you could come. Cove grinned. He hadn't expected that answer.
You're a nice person, Luna. But what if they didn't want me? Would you seriously stay on land?
You gave him a look. You meant what you'd said. It'd only work if the offer was for both of you.
Are you sure that's the right call? If a beautiful, kind merperson falls for somebody, I'm pretty positive that the sensible response isn't to turn around and say, no thanks, I'm gonna stay on land with a normal guy.
Are you warning me that you'd leave if you got that kind of offer? Is this what the thing is? Hi, Pidgey. Oh my god, I just fully donked my tooth on my chapstick. Is this like, instead of like, oh, you know, you could leave me for this celebrity, or like, you know, you could sleep with this celebrity if it ever happened. Like, this is our exceptions, but like for us, it's like, all right, if a mer person asked you out, you can say yes and leave me. Ooh, yes. Listen, he definitely is giving like mer person, like, can we get like where's the DLC where this is actually Fantasyland and he's the mer person? Since this is all hypothetical, why not have you be the mer person? Cove turned his face to beam at you. He brightened immediately.
Now we're talking. I'd be a good merman, right?
I could see it. Cove's gaze was drawn back to the water with shining eyes. He was clearly imagining some world where he was a merman who happened upon you here at this beach. You tried to picture what he would be thinking. It would be quite a lovely story. And you heard Miranda screech. Your attention immediately switched over to your friends. You saw that Terri had gotten impatient and shifted her legs. The walls Miranda had meticulously built collapsed into a wet heap of sand. She surveyed the damage critically.
When are we gonna... we're gonna have to start over on this part. Do you want to just give up on this now?
No way.
No way! The burial must continue. I'll try not to move anymore. Okay, if you're sure, I'll try to fix this.
Hello, Pidgey. I'm sorry. Welcome back from the ad hell. I'm sorry. Twitch said have your ads. But welcome back. Let me know if you want to chill with me. If not, chill back and relax and watch me riz up Cove real. Miranda started to rebury her, and Terri shot her a thumbs up. You know what time it is. What does that mean? Is this saying you're playing Marvel Rivals right now? Miranda started to rebury her, and Terri shot her a thumbs up. She realized too late that moving her arm was a bad idea. More of the sand on her crumbled, and Miranda put her head in her hands. Cove caught your eye and started to drag himself up.
Seems like we're needed.
You agreed and followed him over to the girls. Miranda nodded at you both with appreciation. The three of you did your best to finish the job. Finish the job. You all worked out a system of using just enough wet sand to help hold the rest together. With 3 people, it didn't take long for Terry to be entombed. Terry grinned massively, and Miranda offered high fives. The pile was officially done. Take pictures. Oh yeah! Resembling the Kool-Aid Man, she kicked herself out of the ground with gusto. Sand went flying in all directions, and a Terry-shaped imprint was left behind. Miranda yelled out again, and Cove chuckled. There probably wasn't a better way to get out of it. The 4 of you continued to have a good time. You went on a shell hunt. Miranda managed to find the biggest, while you found the most colorful. Cove found... oh my god! Cove caught a tiny crab! Pidgey, it's you! He caught you! Little crab, little crab. You already know what it is. Yeah, tiny crab. You did a bit of everything. There were impromptu games, to just soaking up each other's company. However, after a while, you had all ran out of water. Drinkable water, anyways. That's not the sea. It's not the sea. Ooh, wait, hold on, my mom just got home. Y'all, would you mind a quick BRB while I go see my mother? Keep the fort down. Here, I'll leave you with the little bit of music that they have. Enjoy. Send your text to speeches if you want, or other things. I'll be back.
Pidgey 2x0 says it's crab takeover time. Crab, 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 footprints, tooth, shrimp, shrimp, whale, fish, crab, 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 crab.
I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm back. I had to help put some stuff away. Teehee. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What were you guys doing while I was gone? Were you guys getting up to mischief? Absolutely nothing? Okay, I'll take your word and I won't back read. I'm just gonna choose to believe you. I'm just going to blindly choose to believe you. Also, if I missed any your response, Pidgey, let me know. You did a bit of everything. There were impromptu games to just soaking each other, straight up soaking up each other's company. However, after a while, you all had ran out of water. Drinkable water, anyway. It was decided that you'd head to you or Cove's house. Things were gathered, and you started to cheerfully walk up the road. Is it truly cheerful? We had a crab rave. Well, considering I'm looking at the world's longest TTS, I believe that.
Where next? I don't have anywhere to go, so it could be whatever.
Same. I guess we can keep hanging out. Terry snorted and readjusted her grip on her things.
Don't sound too sure over there, Cove.
By this point, you could see your house. It hadn't taken you long to make the trip. The conversation continued with everyone throwing out suggestions.
Are people hungry?
She looked from face to face to in inspection. Cove and Miranda shrugged and... Yo! Thank you so much, Lura... Oh, fuck. How do you say it? How do you say your name? How do you want me to say it? I'm so sorry. I can't read. Lura is learning. I'm learning. That's real. Oh my god, you're right. We are, like, one follower away. That's crazy. That's crazy. As you want. That's fair. Has anyone just called you learning? No, I'm kidding. She looked from... I appreciate the follow. We have a few little free follower emotes, including the ever-popular Mew made by my friend Matt. She looked from face to face in inspection. Cove and Miranda shrugged in concert. No one was overtly opposed to it. Like, you know, I'm not hungry, but I could eat. However, you weren't really starving. It wasn't quite a mealtime.
We could get dessert.
Miranda put a finger to her lip and thought. With a smile, her voice became more confident.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Terry considered it and then shot Miranda a thumbs up.
Sure. Sounds great to me.
I can definitely go for that. You know, I also think that is a good idea. Lurux. Listen, I always feel like people never pronounce X's and stuff, so I was like, do I pronounce the X? Listen, Pidgey, are you, I don't know. I know, but Pidgey's got that French Canadian. Warlock, there when I created this name. Listen, that's so real. That's so real. Can I lick Cove's ass? I mean, you gotta ask for consent first. And if he says yes. Krills. Listen, I love your French Canadian hatred bit. It's good. I think that's a good idea. But there's nothing sweet at my house. Your friends glanced at Cove in his place. He shook his head immediately. Dad doesn't have anything good either. I mean, unless you want dessert-flavored protein shakes.
Ew, no.
She cut in and held her hands up as if trying to ward off something evil. Cove smirked.
Not bad.
It's not that bad.
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
there has to be some kind of sweet shop around here. Let's look it up.
We have phones now. Terry nodded and started to dig around in her bag.
I like the way you think.
Terry continued to rummage in her bag. Did you lose your phone? and grew increasingly frustrated. She puffed out her cheeks and knelt down, setting the bag on the ground. Bro, that's so real, though. That feeling when you're just trying to find something in your bag, and you're like, all right, let me just root around and try to find this. And you're like, you cannot find it, and you're like, did I lose it? And it's only when, like, you take everything out of your bag do you find it. With both hands free, she was able to fish out her phone. She raised it in triumph for a brief moment of celebration.
I'll search for something good.
Terry got back to her feet, hefting the bag over one arm, tapping away at her screen in the other. But she assessed Cove from top to bottom.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah, I mean, you bare chest and feet. I wore pants, but I don't think I wore shoes. Cove glanced down at his bare chest and feet. Having not registered it prior, he chuckled a little. I'll grab something. Yeah, me too. Cove moved to his house. You looked towards yours. You decided to change as well. I mean, do I have shoes? What am I changing into? Do you think he's gonna change, like, into actual clothes? I'm gonna wait. You watch Cove disappear into his house. Listen, I brought my board shorts, so, like, you know, I'm good. From top to bottom, excuse me, I want Cove to top me or bottom. I don't know, switch, why not both? Why choose when you could just, you know, take turns? What's the verse of a power top? Power bottom? Or, oh, what is it? I don't know. I feel like it's on the tip of my brain, bro. Oh, surface top. Surface top, that's what it's called. Sorry, I just had to rake my brain. Cause, you know, they're the top, but they're doing you a service. Terry was deep in the midst of scrolling through food options. You shuffled over to where you could see, and Miranda did the same.
There's ice cream. People love ice cream, especially around here. I don't really feel like ice cream. Aw, but I want ice cream, Miranda.
Uh-huh.
Cool, because I don't either.
I want ice cream. She flicked her finger up, and another ice cream place showed up. Melty Moo Moo's Frozen Treats with an unfortunate cartoon mascot. What? How unfortunate? Yo, have a good sleep. Have a good sleep, LaRooks. No, I'm kidding. I'll work on it. Let me workshop it. It takes me a minute to, like, get my tongue to work with me, but that's most names. That's English-based names too, so don't feel bad. But I appreciate the follow and hanging out. I hope you enjoy yourself. Sorry, my mother was talking to me, and you know what you say, you can't ignore your mother. Say you as in LaRooks.
I like ice cream, it's just not for today. There has to be something else.
You thought on it, and Terry kept scrolling, bro. You could tell my brain's like, what are we doing right now? It's out of sheer willpower that I'm continuing on, because I just really like this game, and I want to see more of it. You thought on it, and Terry kept scrolling. You heard a door open, and Cove reappeared. See, I didn't want to change, because, like, what if... Like, what if we want to go back out? And then I will have to change again. You were about to be surprised at how quick he was, but then noticed he'd just thrown on a t-shirt over his swim trunks and slipped a pair of sandals on. Of course. Orca. Hey. Everyone else exchanged their respective greetings and then looked back at Terry's phone. Terry scrolled further and then made an interested exclamation.
Oh, what about this place? They sell crepes. There's something you don't see every day. Look how fancy they are.
Can we afford that? We are kind of poor. We're just teens. She shoved her phone into your face. It seemed like a cute shop. It didn't show any pictures of the actual building, but the food seemed good. It was one of those places that put a lot of effort into presentation, with branded wrapping for the crepes as well as toppings, applied toppings.
Huh.
Weird. I've never heard of it. I haven't either. Sorry, my brain got so mixed up between different medias for a second. I was just like, wait, but when is... I thought those people were trying to build a resort here, and I was like, girl, that's Okinawa in Yakuza 3. What are you talking about? Like, this is California, that's Japan. We're not in Ace Attorney land where it's Japanifornia, where they combined Japan and California. I haven't either.
Mysterious. But crepes are so good.
She nodded her approval as Terry admired more of the photos. I'd go. It's not too far, but we could drive. You have a car? Terry cheered at the success of a plan made, and you all walked around to Cove's car. Damn, and he could drive? I could passenger princess my way through this. Yeah, yeah! He had to run inside once more to grab his keys. You wrote "wash me" in the dirt on his car. Are we gonna bully him? Listen. You notice a thin coat of sand and dust on Cove's car. Bully him? Eh. It's probably been a while since you'd washed it. With a smirk, you carefully wrote "wash me" with your finger.
Very nifty.
Good work. I wonder if he's even gonna notice.
The car beeped and unlocked. Cove ran up to you with his car keys in hand. His hair slipped into his face as he brushed it back.
Shotgun.
What? You're gonna make me sit back seat when my boyfriend is driving? This is unbelievable. This is actually unbelievable. I'm getting back seated in my own boyfriend's car. This is rude. This is so rude. She clambered into the passenger seat without hesitation. You didn't argue and climbed into the back with Miranda. No, I literally get girlfriend rights. That's like the rules. Tell me it's not. That's how I work with my friends, right? It's probably his dad's, though, low-key. Still, it's like basically his car, still. With my friend, I always offer, I'm like, oh, do you want to sit in the front? And if she says yes, then I sit in the back. And if she wants to sit in the front, then I let her sit in the front. I'm like, if your significant other is driving the car, I'm going to ask if you want to sit in the front. But sometimes she gets car sick if she's not driving. So she sometimes will sit in the back purposefully. And I'm like, that's so real. She clambered into the passenger seat without hesitation. You didn't argue and climbed into the back with Miranda. I'm so sorry if you can hear this goddamn dog barking outside my house. My window's open. Terry activated the directions on her phone map and acted as their navigator, directing Cove to the crepes. Does it... Sometimes, I mean, there's things that have, like, been outside my window that have been so loud that it just, like, looks like QM is saying those things. So, like, I feel like there was one time the dog was, like, barking really loud and it looked like QM was barking, and that's really funny. Here, well, let me see if I point my mic to it, if it'll make him do it. No. He didn't. It wasn't loud enough to make QM talk. The GPS tried to get Cove to turn into a non-existent road once and wanted him to do a U-turn instead of just a left turn, but with Terry looking at the actual path, it went smooth enough. You were led to a small stall in a parking lot rather than a full building. That explained why there hadn't been pictures of the creperie's interior, and why it was new to you despite living in this town your entire life. It was a completely new structure that popped up recently. There was a window you could walk up to, and one for cars to drive up to. Cove parked with a laugh.
Come on.
I don't think I need to put a shirt on for this, but I still want to try it. Let's go. I don't think I needed to. Do you not trust us to eat in your car? Hell no. She gestured to the drive-thru option. Cove shook his head with a snort. I trust some people here, maybe, but wouldn't it be more fun to actually check it out? He better mean me. I eat very nicely in cars because I'm terrified of stains. I eat very carefully. Like, and I've eaten like Taco Bell, okay? I've eaten Taco Bell in my friend's car multiple times. Sometimes while not in my right state of mind. So, and I never have dropped anything. So, goes to show, I am the GOAT. Everyone acknowledged his point and piled out. Terry tried to tease Cove a little, but Miranda started talking about the last time she had crepes. I think I've had crepes like one time, maybe. Apparently they'd been a dessert explosion, topped with multiple sauces, powdered sugar, and what Miranda was pretty sure had to be cake icing. They're sweet.
So great.
Literally, it was so good, but I regretted it so much. I couldn't finish it, and I really tried. You can do it this time, Randy. This is like the equivalent of us calling Robin Robbie. Or Rob. There was, so it's like Miranda, Randy. There were some laughs. When you got up to the menu, you realized that there were more than just crepes. There were definitely crepes, many crepes. However, the stall also had a lot of different drinks as well. Teas, smoothies, milkshakes. Ooh, we better get to make our crepe and stuff.
Woo!
Jackpot! Or at least pick. She grinned and held out her fist for a fist bump. Miranda high-fived it. Turkey! The two stared at the awkward, vaguely turkey-shaped hand configuration they made, and then slowly put their hand down. Cove's mouth twitched in a smile. Bro, my friend, whenever you would go for a high five, he would always fist bump your hand, and he would always go, turkey! And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. Pidgey, you'll know him. This is York. York, who played Roblox with us that one time. Him? Yeah, he would always do that shit. You stepped up to order first. You glanced back at the menu. You ordered a crepe, you ordered a drink. I'm getting both. The fuck? If I'm gonna be a fat bitch, like, I'm gonna go commit. Hello, I'd like to get a crepe and a drink, please. There was a woman who looked a little older than you taking the orders. She smiled back at you, ready to hear the specifics of your purchase. For the crepe itself, you wanted... chocolate. I think sounds good. Wait, actually... No, go plain. For the filling and toppings you picked. Let's do... Let's see, what do I want? Chocolate syrup, I think. Powdered sugar. These Tylenol ads are after me. Actually, I think I'm gonna go chocolate. Chocolate syrup, powdered sugar, not cream cheese. I'm not really a whipped cream guy, actually. That was all. After you picked the size, you asked what you, they asked, what do you want to drink? You ordered iced green tea, black tea, milk tea, iced coffee, strawberry smoothie. Oh, no, but I'm not going. Let's do a vanilla milkshake. You also added a mix, you could also add a mix-in or toppings for the drink. You chose to add whipped cream, you chose to add chocolate syrup, you chose to add caramel syrup, you chose to add boba pearls to a milkshake? That's crazy. I guess add some chocolate syrup since we're going full chocolate. You paid and stepped aside to let your friends order. Cove got a lemon crepe. Ew, I hate lemon. Honestly, but y'all know, if you do not know, I'm a very picky eater. So I don't actually like most things, funnily enough. So, but like he doesn't even, but he got a strawberry smoothie, so I can have a sip of that. Fuck lemons. Real. Because listen, what's the point of having a significant other if you can't bum off their food? You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't have any of his crepe, but I will be sipping that smoothie. 100%. Be like, can I get a sip of that? That looks really good. My mom didn't feed me today. Terry went crazy with the toppings. Did I actually even read that fully? Cove got a lemon crepe with powdered sugar on top and the mixed berries. He also got a plain strawberry smoothie. Terry went crazy with toppings. Although she ordered a plain crepe, she had smothered it with whipped cream, cream cheese, chocolate chips, chocolate syrup, and bananas. Miranda opted for a frappe with caramel syrup and condensed milk. The four of you stood off to the side as you waited for your treats. I heard what you ordered, Luna. Glad I'm not the only one to go for a drink and a crepe. Listen, if I'm going here, I might as well get both, right? Like, if I just got a crepe, I'm gonna be thirsty, right? But if I just got a drink, like, I'm gonna want something with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of guy, like, I like eating and drinking at the same time. I don't really like just drinking something or just eating something. You know what I mean? I like doing a little sip, a little bite. A little sip, a little bite. I couldn't just pick one, and why not? Exactly. It's gonna be good. I think yours sounded tasty, Luna. Hey, thanks. Order for Luna. Oh, I've got to get that. You grabbed your order, and the others didn't take much time after that. With the goods collected, everyone admired their treats. Terry dug right into hers, and Miranda gave hers a tentative sip. Terry nodded acceptingly with her mouth completely full, and Miranda tilted the frap over to her with a grin. Terry sipped it and clearly loved it. Ooh, cute. She raised her crepe over to Miranda. You could tell that there was an intent to make it look nice, but with all the assorted toppings piled on, only so much could be done. Miranda took a huge bite with gusto and sighed happily. Terry seemed satisfied and took another slip of Miranda's drinks. Guys, are they dating? Do you guys, are we hashtag Yuriing this? Hold on, y'all mind if I have a bite of my own little sweet treat? They both had gotten only one thing, probably because they knew they'd end up sharing. See, that's smart. Meanwhile, I'm a big back bitch. See, I don't want to eat his. I don't like lemon. But I can't let them out-couple us. Listen, I'm just gonna lie. In this universe, I love lemons, bro. Love lemon. Cool, but do you want to share ours? Listen, that sounds so forced. But I'm not sharing with the whole group. Like, that's crazy. They didn't ask me if I wanted to share. So fuck you guys. You want to share? You want some? His face lit up with excitement and he passed you his crepe. I really... See, this would be me in real life, and then I would just force myself to take a bite and act like I didn't hate it.
Of course.
Listen, I'm kind of good. I mean, I'm like not good, but like I'm used to trying foods I don't really like. Yeah, of course. You exchanged treats and took a chomp on the lemon crepe. It was light with the sourness from the lemon and the sweetness from the syrup berry mix. The smoothie was finely blended with the occasional chunk of strawberry. Cove seemed to enjoy his taste, and then you swapped back. He smiled as he took a loud sip from his smoothie. Thanks. You always get the good stuff. Thanks. With that, Cove ate with the gusto of a teenage boy and ate everything the plate included and the cup as well. With that, Cove started to eat his treats in earnest. You saw him take a huge gulp of his smoothie and then, without swallowing, added a bite of his lemon crepe. He's a fucking freak. But, like, honestly, genuinely not surprised because all men are like this. As much as I love Cove, and I'm like, oh my god, he's like my little Pookie, he's perfect, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, he is a man. And you know, they're gonna eat everything, including the kitchen sink. That's just, you know, that's just is. Shout out if you're a man who eats everything, including the kitchen sink, literally. Cove? Terry tore a piece of her crepe and held it out to Cove.
So?
Care to make a trade?
Sure. Instead of continuing to loiter in the parking lot, the four of you started to walk down the sidewalk. There was a lot of sharing going on, with crepe bits and topping being passed around. You wouldn't have been surprised if Terry ended up drinking more frappe than Miranda did. You kept going down the way, eating, drinking, and chatting. Now leaving Sunset Bird. You hadn't realized how far the group had wandered until you ended up at the now leaving sign. Apparently, you were just about to walk right out into the middle of nowhere. Terry took her mouth off of Miranda's straw and stopped sipping the frappe.
Impossible! Preposterous! How are we already at the end? I always forget how tiny this town really is.
Cove chuckled a little and swallowed a chunk of Terry's crepe.
I guess.
It kind of is, huh? It didn't really feel that small when we were going up.
Definitely felt bigger then. It always seemed like there wasn't much here. There are tinier places out there. You guys are lucky to live in decent-sized cities. You quietly nodded along, you shrugged. Hey, there's tinier places out there. You felt defensive over your hometown. Sure, Sunset Bird wasn't the city, but it was still something. How would you guys feel? Would you guys like to grow up here? I think it would be nice. I mean, I don't know with these specific parents. Like, if I could just live my exact life, but be on the beach, like, that'd be epic. Like, I never really was one to hang out with, like, a ton of people anyway. Like, when I was younger, I did go outside a lot to play with, like, my friends or whatever. Bro, I had, like, my little scooter, and we be scooting. Because I did not know how to ride a bike, and I still do not know how to ride a bike. I was a scooter kid. Grim Hotel Sunset Bird. Is that what you're saying to me? We all come live here. For real. Sure, Sunset Bird wasn't the city, but it was still something. It wasn't a one-stoplight town where you could drive through Main Street in 30 seconds and see everything the town had to offer.
I guess this means we should probably head back. One doesn't just walk into nowhere land. Oh my god, one does not just walk into Mordor. Guys, it was a reference, hee.
No, I'm kidding.
You're not the only one, Terry. There's 4 of us.
Terry scrunched up her face, not wanting to acknowledge the bad joke. She decided to ignore it.
It stinks having to go all the way back. Yeah, but it's not like there's anything out that direction.
And if we did keep going forward, it'd be an even longer trip home. You stared off into the stretch of road as Cove agreed that he didn't want to go out any further.
Can we take a break here first before we turn around? We've been walking for a while and someone finished my drink.
Right on cue, Terry loudly sucked hair from the straw.
It was so good.
Miranda looked at her, but Terry remained repentant. Sorry, I had to work that out. In the end, though, it was agreed to hang out around the sign before heading back to the car. It didn't take long to finish the rest of the food and drinks. Everyone gathered up the trash and stuffed it into bags and pockets for now. The group relaxed on the grass, keeping account of all the cars that drove past. It was not a high number. 14. The newest passing car drove into town from somewhere outside. But as the vehicle came by, it slowed down and you watched as it ultimately rolled to a complete stop. The black car parked right by the now leaving sign. Everyone exchanged a baffled look. But then the tinted windows rolled down and the driver peered out. As soon as you saw his hair, you recognized him. No one else you knew presented themselves so distinctively. Oh my god, it's this chuckle fuck. My dad owns a bike store. I was forced to learn. See, you should be grateful that you were forced to learn because you know how much more embarrassing it is to say like you're 24 and you can't ride a bike. Trust me. Trust me, being forced to ride a bike, you was lucky. You was lucky. Hey neighbors. What are you doing here, man? You have, first of all, you have a car? Hold on, I'm taking another bite and then probably a drink. Plus, Pidgey, when all your friends can ride bikes and you can't, it's so sad. Trust me. Sorry. Cove also jolted in recognition. He pasted on a cordial smile and waved politely. Afterwards, he put his mouth back over the straw of his long, empty drink, as if trying to play cool. He was like, hey, get this fucking guy out of here. You waved at him. Hi. You just wondered what he was doing here. You wished he didn't stop to chat. He smiled and we're excited to see him. I'm just gonna wave. He leaned forward and tried to get a better look. His hands were loose on his steering wheel, and he seemed rather relaxed to have just pulled over on the side of the road. You waved and nodded and he nodded in acknowledgement. He thought about the odd picture this made. A fancy black car pulled over to talk to a group of teens, mostly still in beachwear. Miranda was incredibly confused and shrank back to watch. Terry tilted her head in unspoken question. Cove made a quick gesture pointing towards Baxter, and a light bulb went off for Terry.
All right.
Oh, this is the new person in the condo? The B-man, right?
Yeah, Baxter.
Oh. Oh, I wasn't sure if I'd actually ever see him.
Her voice was quiet. Miranda usually got shy around new people. Terry was quite the opposite.
Incredible! This is perfect.
Terry hopped up from the grass and ran to Baxter's car as all full of excitement. Behind her, Miranda picked herself up and dusted imaginary dirt off her clothes. She sent a searching look to you and Cove, to which Cove shrugged. Miranda nodded and with clenched fists hesitantly followed Terry. Terry bent down to talk to Baxter through his window. She blasted through instructions, with Miranda putting in a shy wave. Cove looked at you, and he still clearly had no intention of going over. You stayed with Cove. You went over to Baxter. You encouraged Cove to come. What are we doing? Should we stay with Cove? Or, like, I'm not going over there alone, period. He's either coming or we're going nowhere. Listen, I don't want to be rude. Let's go over. Come on now. Also was a scooter kid. Dad hooked up our ragtag neighborhood group with them. Did so much stupid shit with them before they were stolen. That's actually so real. Besides the stolen part. I had like 3 scooters, so like me and my friends would just all be riding them. My mom would call us the scooter gang. Come on, let's go on and see him. Cove pouted, his cheeks flared out in a childish puff. I don't want to. I don't know what to say.
Fine.
You can go. I'll just wait until he's gone. You really should come. You can do it. Do you want to be the only person who doesn't go see him? Well, why can't you stay here with me instead? You sighed. He was definitely going to be difficult about this. Some days he really was that same grouchy 8-year-old you met all those years ago. You stayed with Cove. You went over to Baxter. You physically pushed him towards the car. Do you really hate him that much? What do I want to say? I don't know, actually. Like, I'm curious about things, but I don't know if I want to set them in stone. I want to know. Do you really hate him that much?
No.
No, I don't hate him. I get weird around him. I know his forwardness bothers you, but think of him like Terry. She's super friendly and loves to chat with new people. She's doing it right now. Terry doesn't hit on me. Terry doesn't hit on you. If that's what he's even doing. Baxter says serious things when I don't think he's actually very serious. That's what bothers me. It'll be alright. he's tried to do less of that with you, and we'll all be there. With an unnecessarily whiny groan, he relented. Fine, let's go. Gotta force the Pookie to socialize. Listen, honestly, if I was going like actual me, I don't know if I probably would have been like, alright, let's chill. Slowly, progress forward was made until the two of you arrived at the driver's side window. Baxter smiled welcomingly. Bro just wants to be involved in the throuple. Hello. Hey. Cove greeted him mildly, his expression cautious. Howdy, Baxter. Baxter gestured to Miranda and Terry. I just rented this car for my stay here and was coming back from a bit of a sightseeing trip when I spotted your crowd. Then these two were kindly introducing themselves.
Yep, it's only polite. Speaking of polite, Baxter is giving us a ride. I was asking him to.
What? Baxter shrugged guiltily, seeing Cove's dramatic reaction. The offer is open.
And we're taking it.
Okay. You were just happy to get a ride. You were kind of annoyed Terry did this. I'm just happy to get a ride, brother. Regardless of anything else, you didn't have to walk back. That's what counted, and you were grateful for Terry for arranging it.
Alrighty, plan made. Let's hop in.
You excitedly opened the passenger side door and buckled yourself in. The car was pristine, and you were right near the new car scent air freshener. Bruh. Once I get passenger seat, but at what cost? I can't even sit next to my Pookie Bear. Bruh. Baxter had the air conditioner on cold, but low, so it was pleasantly cool inside. A nice relief from the summer sun you had been baking in all day. Your friends clambered on and back. It definitely seemed the slightest bit squished back there.
Does that sound alright?
Chill. Welcome to my vehicle. I hope everyone is comfortable, and if someone could point me in the right direction, we can be on our way. Terry went back to navigator mode and outlined their journey. It was basically a straight line with one turn at the end into the parking lot. Baxter nodded from up in the driver's seat and pulled back into the road. Luckily, the street was still dead empty. You know they're getting that car full of sand. I was thinking the exact same thing, bro. I'm like, yeah, we're getting sand everywhere, bro. 100%. 100%. It took no time at all for Baxter to park right next to Cove's car. There wasn't even enough time for a proper conversation to start. The occupants didn't seem to mind. There were smiles all around when Baxter parked next to Cove's car. Woo! Miranda clapped quietly as Terry cheered. Cove chuckled nervously. Just gonna do a little smile. You were glad to have reached your destination and pleased at the fanfare of your friends. You didn't say a word, but Terry and Miranda definitely caught your amusement. We arrived. That was easy.
That was easy.
Terry flung open her door and climbed out. Everyone else exited the car as well. The group thanked Baxter with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Baxter himself got out too. Everyone congregated again in front of Baxter's and Cove's cars. If I don't get to sit up front, I'm gonna like crash out. Cove looked at the back of his and frowned. He'd finally discovered the wash me you'd put on it. Huh, I wonder who did that. You snickered along with Miranda, who realized you'd been caught.
Ooh, it's a mystery.
Right. At least he wasn't mad. Terry bounced over to Baxter and offered her hand for a handshake. He accepted it easily with a charming grin.
You're a pal.
You're too kind. It was no trouble whatsoever. I'll be keeping this car all this summer. If it suits you, you're welcome to take my number and give me a ring whenever you're in need of another ride. And that goes for everyone here. I have a car. I guess it's his car because he's saying I have a car, and his dad took a car, so this must be his. Bro really just went, I have a car. Terry busted out into laughter and Miranda fidgeted. She did not know what to do with that. Baxter really went fast, didn't he? He noticed her discomfort and smiled with a soft tilt of his head.
I'd be happy to help again, but that's the only reason I offered. If you don't need it, you can pass on it.
Can I have your number, bro? I need it. I do not need it. I'm silent. When her giggle subsided, Terry put her hand to her chin with brows furrowed.
I wonder, what, would that option be available right now? You could valet us somewhere.
What?
What?
Cove was taken aback. He put a hand on the hood of his car.
Weren't we going back to the neighborhood? Wasn't Baxter going to go back to the neighborhood too? Why would we go somewhere else? Because we can.
Miranda squirmed nervously and then committed to piping up.
Maybe? We could go to the park near my place. It's a really nice place to hang out.
You and Cove shared a look. The big park was pretty nice.
Let's do it.
Baxter tapped the side of his face and thought,
It's doable.
That sounds doable.
He glanced at Cove and then switched focus to you.
Well,
What's Baxter looking at? Not me, man, not me. Sometimes I really do think he wants to be in the throuple, bro. I think he wants me and Cove both. And you know, I can't blame him, bro. I can't blame him. If it was doable, if that was doable, I'd think about it. I'd consider it. Listen, he was flirting with us both earlier. And he was like, it's not actually flirting, it's not romantic, it's just chill. And I'm like, yeah, man, sure.
Well, we have 2 cars. If some people want to go to the park, I could still take the others home. But if everyone's going, it wouldn't make sense for me not to.
What are we doing, fam? What are we getting into? I want to see what else is gonna happen. I don't want to be left out. What do we think? What do we think, Pidgey? What do we want? We can either ditch everybody or we can hang out. In theory, obviously I always want to hang out with Cove, but like, you know, he can't be isolated forever. But also, like, you know, I don't want Baxter to riz up my husband. You know what I mean? Listen, maybe we could set up Terry and Baxter. I'm gonna save. I don't know what I want, so I think I'm gonna continue. You weren't ready to tag out yet. You came to a decision and turned to Cove. Listen, if he's really disappointed, I'm gonna have to sacrifice what I want to do. It just is what it is. Let's go to the park. All right, park time it is. He smiled a little. Terry cheered and Miranda nodded happily. You felt like you made a good decision.
Yeah.
To the car, again.
Which car? There are multiple. You watched to see if Cove or Baxter had an answer. Cove sighed and ran a hand through his hair. He tapped on his car's hood nervously.
I guess.
We can go in Baxter's, I guess. It'll be less of a pain than bringing both. We're all going to the same place. Are you okay with that, Baxter? Certainly. I meant what I said. When you needed a lift, I can give it. Neither you nor Terry brought up any objection, so the gang climbed back into Baxter's nice ride. This time, Baxter offered to turn on some music. After all, it would be a little bit of a drive to the park. What do you... I want to know what he normally plays. Play what you normally would. Don't mind us. Yeah, I would like to see what this kind of guy listens to. Listen, I know that's not what that said, but it's basically what it meant, so shut up. I hope the playlist lives up to expectations. He plugged his phone into the car with an aux cord and turned on some alternative music. Okay. I like alt music. With the music taken care of, Baxter put the car into drive and pulled out of the parking lot. The lot was practically empty, but you noticed that he was careful anyways. I do enjoy careful driver. During the trip, it changed to hard rock, punk, and even screamo. Despite his personable demeanor,
He didn't seem to like upbeat tracks. It took a while to drive, but by the time you got there, the sky was golden in the orange streaks of sunset. With the orange streaks of sunset. I'm so sorry. Everyone got out of the car and started to stroll along one of the paths. You walked by the basketball court and some picnic tables, taking in the sights. Miranda seemed amazingly content, the location helping her relax in the company. She led the way, sometimes stopping here or there to point something out. Baxter turned to her and nodded along.
Not bad.
I've never been here, but I definitely see the appeal. Man, this is Randy's stomping ground. She's been coming here forever. Seriously, Miranda, have you ever had a birthday party that wasn't here? You've missed out, Baxter, because every year she has a blowout party at the park. Imagine balloons everywhere.
Miranda looked down, suddenly shy again with all the attention on her. She let out an awkward laugh.
Yep, every year.
The group followed Miranda along to one of the picnic tables. She took a seat, and Terry slid in beside her. You spent the evening chatting amongst each other, among us. Everyone got to know Baxter a little better, although you could tell Cove and him still hadn't fully clicked. At one point, Miranda found an abandoned soccer ball and started tossing it around.
To me!
Miranda threw the ball to her, and Carrie caught it with a smile. Carrie? Did I say Carrie again? Terry.
Think fast!
She chucked it at Baxter, who only had enough time to squeak. It bounced off his chest, and he stared at it, dazed. He blinked as if needing time to process what exactly happened, but then grinned dangerously. He rushed after the ball. Rather than throwing it back, he surprised Terry and everyone else by lobbing the ball high into the air. You bent your neck back to watch it ascent and inevitable decline. Baxter hooked it with his foot and launched it up again. Bro, are you a pro soccer player? You didn't even say nothing? There were oohs and ahs from Terry and Miranda. Baxter gave them a very proper bow. When it finally fell to the ground for real, Cove was the one who picked it up. He was impressed and he wanted in. He was like, now wait a minute. Is all Baxter had to do to earn his respect is kick a soccer ball real sick like? With that, everyone was drawn into the game, damn it. It was unspoken that whoever did the fanciest trick won. Most of the gang was not particularly practiced with throwing a ball, so not many of the tricks were actually good. However, there was a lot of laughter, and you got to see Miranda pull off a round off where she threw the ball with her feet, so that was cool. The sunset eventually darkened into night, and the street lights turned on. Your group's chosen picnic table laid in a bubble of light. The occasional bug cast a shadow as they flew by.
It's a little strange being here so late on a normal night. Usually that only happens if there's a party or an important game or a fireworks show. Fireworks!
Her yell startled Baxter, who was throwing the ball nonchalantly from hand to hand. He missed catching it, and it sailed sadly back to the ground. You looked at Terry for her loud outburst.
I just remembered! There's gonna be a fireworks show tonight! It's in the city!
At everyone's questioning looks, she huffed and tried to explain further.
It's some celebration for the opening of something. I don't remember what. I don't think we could get into the actual event anyways.
Oh, yeah.
But we should still be able to see the show if we get close. We can't keep explosions in the sky away from the public.
Cove raised an eyebrow and drummed his fingers on the table below him.
You want to change locations again? Wasn't the last 2 times enough?
Terry rolled her eyes and then shook her head. To her, it was obvious.
Don't be a wet blanket, Cove. What about you, Luna? Randy? Baxter? Don't you want to see fireworks?
I don't know, what is everybody else thinking? You looked away. Terry sighed.
What about you, Miranda?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's already been a long day. If Cove and Luna don't want to go...
I don't know. It's fireworks. We gotta go.
I guess they're fireworks. Alright, whatever. What's one more scene change? Yes! Oh, sorry. Yes! I knew it was a good idea.
In turn, 4 sets of eyes looked to Baxter. As the driver, his answer made or broke the plan. He chuckled softly. In for a penny, in for a pound. I'll go.
Honestly.
Genuinely, there's nothing better to occupy my time tonight. We better hurry or we might miss it. Cove rolled his eyes but laughed. Ooh, it's a laugh. Let me have a drink. Everyone headed back to the car yet again. Terri brought out her phone to navigate the city, and Baxter stepped on the gas. You were on your way. Baxter drove past buildings aglow in warm light that cut through the navy black night. One office building had bright LED lights that cycled through a whole rainbow of hues. It was difficult to get through all the traffic on the road, let alone find parking this late at night. Luckily, Miranda had eagle eyes when it came to scoping out a spot. She pointed to a sedan pulling out, and Baxter parked within seconds. Not wanting to miss the show, you all raced down the waterfront walkway to find a place with a good view.
How about here?
Cove peered across the rails into the distance and shot her a thumbs up. It was relatively quiet, isolated, and you could see skyscrapers. That was a good sign, based on where Terri thought the event was.
Yes, this should work out just fine.
She stopped and tried to catch her breath, her hands on her knees. Miranda leaned against the wall between establishments as she recovered. Cove took a moment to breathe as well, stretching his spine back. He looked up at the sky in wonder and let out a relieved sigh. Think we've missed anything?
No way.
Not a chance! Nothing's happening and we can't be late, so late that we missed everything.
Maybe it'll start soon.
You felt excited. You thought this was kind of a silly situation. You were nervous about how close the fireworks would be. You felt pretty laid back about the whole thing. I'm excited. You know, I'm not that much into firework watching. I was when I was younger because they would always happen or whatever, and I was like, yeah, these are cool. I mean, these days not so much, but I think I would be into it if I was with my group of friends. I'd be like, yeah, look at the fireworks, look at the fireworks. The spontaneity of the whole thing combined with the amazement of fireworks was a recipe for you to be bursting with anticipation. It couldn't start soon enough. Terri led Miranda down to sit on the oval slabs alongside the path. Miranda took a seat and began tapping her knees together as she waited. Terri, meanwhile, crouched more than she sat. Baxter smiled politely and looked from you to Cove. He seemed to be waiting for one of you to speak first rather than wanting to directly start a conversation. Something seemed to strike Cove as he tried unsuccessfully to hide a smile. We're all still in swimsuits. Wearing beachwear in the middle of the city in the dark while waiting for a fireworks show was clearly the joke of the day for him. Cove snorted once and then looked back up to the sky. Like, you know what? The bathing suit isn't weird, though. Well, Cove specifically, because he's wearing a shirt and sandals, so it just kind of looks like, I don't know, he's, wearing funky pants. Me, hypothetically speaking, I don't know if I have shoes on. I'm assuming I have shoes on. But I have a one piece and board shorts, so it kind of just looks like more like a bodysuit or something. A flash lit up the sky with a brilliant green. Your eyes flew off the building in the distance and silently watched with bated breath. You heard a second boom and red fireworks lit up the sky. Woo!
Woo! The show's starting! It's so pretty!
They came running over to get closer, positively beaming. Terri pressed herself to the waterfront fence, getting as close as physically possible without just going swimming again. More fireworks went off, shooting out hundreds of tiny sparkling lights. The colors stood out starkly against the dark of the sky. Night sky. He was the biggest one washed your surrounding with their hue, turning your world blue, then red, then golden.
Welcome.
Did I deliver, or did I deliver?
Miranda's eyes glittered, and she lightly bumped Terri with her hip.
Good job.
Terri stumbled at the friendly nudge, but was pleased with the compliment. She grinned back. Miranda slightly swung her hips the opposite way to give you a bump as well. It was friendly and soft.
Woo! We did it!
You smiled at her and nodded. You were pleased that you hadn't missed any of the show after all. You were glad that everyone seemed to be having a good time. You were uncomfortable with how near it was. I was pleased. Despite how unorthodox an impromptu fireworks plan had been, you were ecstatic it worked out. Luckily, you arrived in time and it was shaping up to be a particularly colorful fireworks show. The rest of the group huddled down around the railing to take in the show as closely as possible. Miranda stood close by, Terry's hands gripped the top. Cove's oh my god. I need this to wrap up so I can go die, because apparently I can't speak anymore, but I never have. Miranda stood close by. Terry's hands gripped the top. Cove laid his arms across it while leaning forward. Baxter rested his elbows on the rail, putting his back toward the fireworks. He seemed to have more fun watching the others than the actual show.
Ooh!
She pointed out a golden firework and beamed.
Ah, that's so cool!
Terry held up a hand for a high five, and Miranda obliged her. Terry whooped and shot you a smile. What color do you think the next one will be? Without giving Baxter a glance, Cove answered immediately. Green. It was orange, Baxter chuckled, but he wasn't interested in calling Cove out for being wrong. Is that your favorite color? Green? Listen, why do you need to know? It's one of them.
He actually really likes green, blue, and...
I think that's nice and matches you. And is yours black? That's one of them. Cove smirked just a little and left the conversation there. You stood next to the girl. I'm standing next to my man, the fuck? Cove looked away from the fireworks and grinned at you. He was glad to be spending time with you and tilted his head at a spectacular multicolored firework above. I think that's been my favorite so far. He shot you another look and nodded, wanting you to move up closer. In front of him, you could see the night lights reflected on the water. You took a moment to watch him and the fireworks reflected in his eyes. Cove grinned like a kid. Kiss, 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 kiss. Leaned your head against Cove. You held Cove's hand, you wrapped your arms around Cove, you cuddled against Cove's chest, you said, we're going full, baby. I just need everybody to make sure, like, that's my man. Like, that's everybody else, back off. Especially you, Baxter. I know you said you didn't mean anything by it, but I'm just laying down those laws. You pressed yourself against his chest and snuggled into him. He readjusted his position and then wrapped his arms around you, holding you close. He rested his chin on the top of your head comfortably. You let yourself relax against him and continued to watch the fireworks above. Cove's gaze drifted from the show of dazzling lights straight at you, and he sighed dreamily. You didn't know when you'd last seen him so blissful. The spectacle continued to up the ante by bringing more fireworks out at a time. The colors danced across the sky and reflected over the water. You reached out a hand and watched as it was tinted green while a big boom sounded. Fireworks were a normal summer tradition, but this was admittedly an unconventional approach. Showing up in the city last minute to watch a display from a technically private event, that made this feel special in a way that just planning to go to a public fireworks show never would. Terry's idea may not have left you with a lot of time to prepare, but it sure led to a unique situation. It was clear this was an unforgettable night. As the finale sounded, blazing the sky with unbelievable beauty, you remembered thinking that there might never be a night exactly like this one again, not for the rest of your life. You planned to hold on to the feelings you had in that moment for as long as you could. Cute! As much as I want to do more, it is getting very late. It is 10:30. So we are going to hit a save ski and end things here for today. Am I right, boys? But before we do, I low-key just want to see what would have happened if we go back. Just to see. You would rather go back for now. You let the group know. Both girls frowned. Neither wanted to leave you or Cove behind. Terry especially looked troubled and started bouncing in place.
No.
Today is all about us hanging out. We can't just bail.
Miranda nodded and bit her lip.
We don't have to go to the park.
Going back to the neighborhood has plenty of appeal. It could be the better idea. Cove winced and shook his head.
Don't worry about it.
No, really, it's fine. We've done plenty of hanging out today. If you want to go to the park, you should. Hey, you don't have to worry about us. Go have fun with Baxter. Okay.
She didn't sound too thrilled, and Miranda patted her on the shoulder.
Okay.
Guess we'll see you later then?
Probably. Cove smiled and she rolled her eyes at his wishy-washy answer. He knew you'd be seeing them again. Everyone finished saying their goodbye, and the three climbed into Baxter's car.
Bye!
Terry started to shout back and startled Baxter slightly. Miranda laughed and waved back. Terry rolled down the window.
See ya!
Bye, Terry. Bye, Miranda. Then Baxter rolled down his own window.
See you.
Have a safe journey back. I'll see you around the neighborhood.
Baxter started to pull out of the parking lot, and Cove waved them off, stepping forward as they pulled away. Then it was just you and Cove left in the parking lot. He rubbed his hands together for a moment and unlocked his car. You got into the shotgun seat this time, and Cove took his place at the wheel. He put his key in the ignition and turned to you. I'm surprised you didn't want to go. I was ready to go back. Thank you for giving me an out. You didn't respond to that. Actually, I only want to go say it a reason. Listen, he'll be really mad if we say that. I was ready to go back. Cove smiled, satisfied, and finally turned his key to start the car. The car ride back passed quickly, and they were all familiar roads you'd seen before. Soon you'd return to the comfort of your own neighborhood. I'm glad that we went the city route, though. So, I'm glad that we didn't do this, because, like, everyone was sad, and I feel like, you know, in the end, he liked the fact that, you know, the fireworks are fun. We had our, like, little romantic moment, I think that made it all worth it for him. And it's, you know, like, something I would do in real life. Like, I like a little spontaneity. Like, if we're already out, we might as well just, like, hop around and do some stuff. Thanks, Pidgey. Cove pulled in and parked. He shut off his car. Then you both got out to stand in the road.
I guess.
I guess that's it.
Thanks for the ride, Cove. I'll see you later. We're just gonna separate like that?
It was fun.
Pleasant farewells given. You walked to your front door. Damn, I thought we were at least gonna hang out. Changed completely. Blah, 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 blah. Time ticked by as the sun started to set. Orange gold light streamed in the windows. You could tell the weather was really nice out there. Your attention was taken by your phone. You saw it right away as your phone was in your hand. At the top of the screen, a little alert told you they had a new message.
Hi, Luna. We're gonna see fireworks. Do you want to come? Oh. And Terry texted Cove. He said he'll be there.
How did their trip start at hanging out in the park and end at finding some previously unknown fireworks spectacle? It was definitely news to you. Fireworks? I'd love to. Yes. Okay, I'm tired. Sorry. I'd love to. They really said you're coming out for these fireworks whether you like to or not. Fireworks were kind of out of the blue, but sounded like a lot of fun. That was something you couldn't miss. Miranda sent back a cheery smiley face, not even 5 seconds later. Listen, they knew to send Miranda because I never could say no to her. Then you got a yay, and she sent another message that told you that Cove would be out at his car soon. You quickly got yourself ready and headed out into the world once more. On the way, you sent a message to Cove that you were coming. He texted that he was already outside. Just as promised, still wearing the same outfit. Just as promised, Cove was waiting by his car. He hadn't bothered to change at all. He was quite comfortable going around in swim shorts. He slipped his phone into his pocket and waved you over. Without needing to say anything, you got into the shotgun seat. You noticed that the exterior of the car was no longer coated in dust. He saw the wash me, bro. He washed it. Is that what you were doing? He must have washed it in the past few hours. Direct action. Cove looked over to you from the driver's side and smirked as he started up the car. Here we go again. Yep. He pulled out into the road and raced towards the city as the sun continued to sink below the horizon. When the city lights sparkled around you, Cove started looking for a parking spot. It had been a smooth drive, but unfortunately finding parking was a task. You tried to text Miranda to see where they had parked, but she admitted that there hadn't been any openings around there. They'd gotten lucky with one single spot. Cove had to drive around a few blocks, but finally you spotted something. He pulled in and parked, feeling just as triumphant as if he'd won an actual prize. Terry sent you a text saying to hurry up and get to the waterfront. Miranda attached a helpful picture of where they were. You pointed the way to Cove, and the two of you jogged around a bend, and then down the brick-lined walkway. Also, I know I could have said no to her, but like that just felt too sad. Eventually, you saw 3 silhouettes in the distance. They started to wave and yell. One of them jumped in place with her arms going back and forth. It had to be your friends. You rushed over to them. Miranda and Terri ran up to meet you halfway with faces full of smiles.
Hey! We missed you! Buddies! I knew the day wasn't over for us.
Hey. Guess you were right. I'm happy we made it. Baxter had stepped up at some point too. He ran a hand through his hair, trying not to interrupt the reunion. Hello. Hey. Cove gave him a nod. With the band back together, the group walked back to the area where Baxter, Miranda, and Terri had originally set up at. It was a quiet, open area on the waterfront. Cove let out a relieved sigh after things calmed down. So, did we miss anything?
Nah.
Nah, you're good. Nothing's happened yet. Well, you think it's actually gonna start soon, though?
What are these fireworks even for?
Well...
She smiled a big grin at Miranda.
Randy talked about watching fireworks at the park, and that reminded me about how there's this big company having an event tonight. I heard they were gonna have fireworks. There's no way we're actually getting into the party, but...
She put up a finger and her smile turned devious.
We're cool.
I'm positive we'll still be able to see the fireworks from here. They can't hide explosives in the sky from the public.
That's ridiculous. You suddenly wondered how Terri had convinced Cove to come without prior explanation. He was utterly stunned that this was the source of fireworks. of the fireworks. To be fair, you hadn't asked Miranda for details either. Cove scratched his head in defeat. I guess we're already here. It's kind of too late now. Listen, I only was going because Cove said he was going. If Cove said he wasn't gonna come, I wasn't gonna come.
You bet your wet blanket it's too late.
She shook her head with exasperation, but let him off with minimal teasing. You felt excited. I'm assuming it's gonna carry out the same as it did before, right? Yeah, I was chill. Sure, the fireworks were something you'd like to see, but you weren't overly invested in the show. You were with your friends, and that was already something. Fireworks would happen or they wouldn't. You could accept it either way. Terri led Miranda to sit down. Okay, yeah, this is all the same. Most of us are in swimsuits. Wearing beachwear in the middle of the city. Yeah, we read this already. So it's good. Here's the second boom, the fireworks, the show is starting.
Woo!
You know, I'm happy.
That's...
Obviously, once again. Okay, yeah, I think everything else is the same here. I wonder what happens if we go, hold on, all the way back. Fireworks. Yes, okay, I'm tired. No, sorry.
No, sorry.
You typed a response to Miranda to let her know your plans didn't include fireworks tonight. Miranda sent back an okay and wished you a nice night with a smiley face. You hit the lock button and gently dropped your phone on your bed before you flopped down to relax. It had been quite the day after all. From the beach to crepes, then meeting up with Baxter, it had definitely been busy. Your eyes felt heavy and you shifted to get more comfortable. You let yourself drift off to the memories of today's waves. See, I would never say no because I don't like missing out. I have serious FOMO. See, that's boring. Oh, no. I'm glad with what we had. With what we ended up actually doing. Let me hit the quit ski. Well, let me go to the menu first, just because it's nicer. So that has been our life for today. We've done one new thing for step 3, and I'm excited to see what else we got here. I shouldn't have closed the game. I actually should have gotten my screenshot that I needed. Whatever. Anyways, I have got a lot to do here, because I have been slacking on my uploads. But that's okay. Let me switch us over to the ending soon screen and give us some lo-fi beats to relax/study to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next stream will be tomorrow with whatever I decide to play, because I have no idea what I'm even going to play yet. You'll find out when I find out. I'll have to check out the poll and see if there were any other, because I know a few other had 1 vote, so I'll have to check. But until next time, hit that follow button because we're literally so close to 300. And until next time, I'll see ya.
Oh boy, oh boy.